Sunny day here tonight. What's going to be the track conditions later on heading into the heat race and the feature race and the key for tonight?
I think there's going to be a lot of grip. Like, it's nice and cool. It's not stupid hot, although there's no clouds here, so there's it might be a little greasy to start the heat race, but later on tonight, especially when we run, it's going to be quite a bit and lots of grip. So we don't have the greatest starting spot in the heat race, but I think we'll see what happens in the feature, and this is a good piece. Darrell's been doing really well with it, and he's got it figured out, and we'll see what we can do.
Hopefully you find yourself maybe in victory lane tonight, Gary. Best of luck.
All right. Just want to say hi to the Freels up there. Have a good night.
Back upstairs.
Thank you, Jeremy and Gary. As we get ready for heat race number 3 in the bone stock division, it is the 34 of Jake Thompson that will lead the field, and the 53 of Ryan Minogue, the 20 of Kyle Wilms, the 71 of John Clausen, the 11 of Rob Woolston. Joe Kicks in there as well with Michael Ververne in the 93R of Race Meyer, the 00 of Justin Culver, and the 03 of Matt Langford rounding out the 10-car field in this heat race. As we get a look at the middle of the pack, it's 3 wide, almost 4 wide, some cars going here, there, and everywhere in heat race number 3, as we have Langford there on the inside, the 19 of Ververne trying to make some time, and it's a traffic jam down the back. 5 cars, 3 wide, and then right behind that is 2 wide, and there's some contact there. The 93 of Meyer, the 03 of Langford was in there as well. My goodness, this heat race is something to watch early here at Delaware Speedway.
Yeah, and this front row's really taken off here so far at Delaware Speedway. Jake Thompson's had a lot of issues with his car throughout the season, but they're back out running in the #1 spot right now. Same with Joe Kicks. He's had to do a lot of work even to be where he is right now. He's running in the 2 spot. And then from there on back, you got Matt Langford, Justin Culver, Michael Ververne, Race Meyer, just a plethora of names anybody could take any kind of race that they're all in. And they're just darting in and out and making these laps very interesting for their viewers.
That's right. We see there Joe Kicks on the inside with Langford, and then the 19 of Ververne going 3 wide. Justin Culver is in there as well, as Joe Kicks falls a couple of spots as Ververne and Langford make the pass. Justin Culver on the inside of Kicks trying to make the pass as well. It's 6 to go. The leader, Jake Thompson, having quite the race here as he's going to cross the stripe, making it halfway through this heat race. 5 laps to go. Matt Langford trying to make a charge up the field as well.
And as I watch the lap times, everybody behind Jake Thompson right now, Ververne, Langford, they're about 3/10 quicker, so I would not be surprised if they catch him before this race is over. It's just how quick and who catches them first. That side nuggy machine made a great move darting to the inside and getting around Joe Kicks.
So we have Thompson still in the lead. It's 4 to go. That time by the stripe, they are out of 2, and they're going to go down the back here at the half mile. Thompson, Ververne, Langford, and Culver trying to get away from the field. Joe Kicks has dropped further back there in 5th. 3 to go that time by. But it is Michael Ververne having a great race. He is quickly catching up to the leader of Jake Thompson.
Yeah, he's tracking him down, and I think that he's running some of the fastest bone stock times that we actually have seen so far tonight. Just a little bit quicker than Paul Fothergill, so not surprised to see that 19 machine just go into the lead.
Yeah, the 19 across the stripe, getting past Jake Thompson there for the lead. Matt Langford also trying to do the same thing, and the 00 of Justin Culver also very fast here on the half mile tonight in their heat race. Very close battle here for second spot as Langford across the line, going to look to the inside. That is the white flag brought to you by McCall Racing, built on experience. Langford there trying to pass Thompson for second. He gets a nose ahead of him down the back stretch. Langford able to pull away just a little bit more, but on corner entry, Thompson does a great job battling back. Out of turn 4, the checker flag in the air. It's Ververne with the win. Langford second, and then at the line it says Culver, then Thompson. That was a very tight cross of the start-finish line for 3rd and 4th position. but Michael Ververne does a great job to get around and take that heat race.
Yeah, Justin Culver just able to get him by about half an inch there, and did a great job going to that inside with Langford there on the last lap in order to make that happen. He'll come home in the 3rd position, and here comes Michael Ververne into victory lane in order to get some photos.
That's right. We have some time. We're going to throw it down to Jeremy.
Thank you so much, Kate and Kyle. I am joined here by Charlie Verhoeven, the 8 machine. Now, Charlie, you got the heat race win there. Talk to me about the track conditions here tonight on a really good night for racing here at the half mile.
Oh yeah, the track was really good. Obviously, last week there was a bunch of extra rubber laid down because the ISMA cars are here, and yeah, it looks like no rain in sight. Should be a great night.
Now, obviously, there you get the heat race done. What's going to be the key for you tonight? Obviously, this year has been a pretty good year for you, being able to run through the field and get to the front. What's going to be the key tonight heading into the feature?
The key definitely depends on where we start, but you know, we just want to keep consistent finishes going on. We're not necessarily gunning for the win every night, but I mean, if it's there, I'm definitely going to take it, and yeah, we'll see how it goes tonight.
Well, hopefully you find yourself in victory lane yet again this year. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Back upstairs to Kate and Kyle for more.
Thank you, Jeremy. Always great to hear from Ververne down there, as he's had a fast race car all season long at Delaware Speedway. We're going to get ready for heat race number 1 in the V8 stocks, and it's the special breakout time of 21.1 seconds. You can't go faster than that.
No, so they have to go 21.1 seconds, or they have to create a stop-and-go penalty on the backstretch by the tech garage.
All right. Well, we get ready. We're going to throw to break. It's more Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet after this.
Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
Vector offers recovery and performance programs to improve your quality of life. Their active therapy approach helps with pain, mobility, and strength. Located in London, Ontario, they focus on personalized care to support your wellness journey. At The Hearing Place, we transform lives with personalized hearing care. Our exceptional audiology services and tailored treatment plans empower your journey to better hearing, ensuring compassionate support and solutions designed uniquely for you.
McCall Racing fuels the motorsports community with performance parts for circle track, dirt track, open wheel, drag racing, customs, and hot rods. Whether you're turning laps, wrenching in the pits, or just getting started, McCall Racing, built.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. We're getting ready for heat race number 1 in the V8 stocks. Green flag is in the air. We're underway. 10 laps the scheduled distance. The 9 of Scott Aitchison leading the way, and then it's Randy Martin in the 52.
Abe McMillan's on the track as well. Will Corey, Cody Coburn, Thomas Jeremy, Nick Ramsey, Barry Watson, and Lucas Chapman out there on track. The 9 of Scott Aitchison goes from first to second last and just drops back through this field. So far, so good on the timing side.
As that is 52 of Randy Martin able to pick up the lead. Will Corey was in second, but he was passed by Thomas Jeremy, so that'll change this time by on the live timing. So it'll be Martin Jeremy breaking out as Thomas Jeremy on that lap with a 21.037. And there's his stop and go penalty on the back.
And he'll join the rest of the field now. Nick Ramsey riding along there with Barry Watson. Those two are making some moves here as well.
As we see the 52 of Randy Martin able to distance his lead there, and we get the thumbs up that time by everybody obeying the 21.1 second rule. Martin crosses the stripe again. It's 6 to go that time by.
Randy Martin with a breakout. Will Corey with a breakout. That takes your points leader Barry Watson to first place, followed by Nick Ramsey and Aiden McMillan.
And that is how quick this field can change, because as soon as you break out, you're going to have to serve that stop and go, and people will be able to pass you. So we'll get to see this time by Barry Watson and Nick Ramsey having a battle there, side by side. There is Martin. He's going to stop and serve his stop and go. Same with the 6 of Will Corey. So that'll be Nick Ramsey into the lead, but Barry Watson giving him trouble on the outside. Ramsey leading that lap. Barry Watson going to try and go on the outside as they enter turn 1. They'll follow single file now out of 1 and into 2 and down the back. We'll see if Barry Watson, the dive down. He tries to pass on the inside, but that is a great move by Nick Ramsey to shut the door momentarily. This time by, it's 3 to go. What racing by Nick Ramsey and Barry Watson leading the field, Kate?
Yeah, Barry Watson always does a great job keeping his nose clean and trying to race everybody with some respect out there. And he always gives me a flair for the unexpected sometimes.
As we just saw Randy Martin break out again, so serving is another stop and go penalty. It's 2 to go. That time by Nick Ramsey still with the lead, followed by the 45 of Barry Watson down the back. In third is the 58 of Aiden McMillan. Cody Coburn in fourth, trying to catch the field. They come out of 4 down the stretch. Nick Ramsey comes to the stripe. That's 1 to go. And that white flag is brought to you by McCall Racing, built on experience. They're out at turn 2, down the back, one final time. We'll see if anything changes. Barry Watson tries to go hard down the back on the outside. He'll end up going single file out of 3 and into 4, down the front stretch one final time. Across the line, a little bump to Nick Ramsey there. Barring any time penalties, it looks like Nick Ramsey will take that victory in the heat race, followed by Barry Watson, Aiden McMillan, Cody Colburn, Will Corey, Randy Martin, Lucas Chapman, Scott Aitchison, and Thomas Jeremy rounding out that field, Kate.
Yeah, Barry Watson right at the line, and Nick Ramsey, everybody's trying to let off. Nobody wants to break out on that last lap. We've seen it happen so many times this season. But on that second last lap, Barry Watson had a 21.121, and that could have just changed everything. Nick Ramsey takes it into victory lane.
That's right. We got some time. We'll throw it down to our third member, Jeremy McGrady.
Thank you so much, Kate and Kyle. I am joined here by the Bone Stock Heat Race winner number 2 here in Michael Ververne. Now, Michael, take me through that heat race win there, victory for you out there on the track.
Yeah, the start, we kind of fell back. Our line wasn't moving too well, and then worked our way through the field, and with about 3 to go, took the lead and just finished her off.
And talk to me about track conditions here tonight. Beautiful night, not overly hot here, so the track nice and cool compared to last week. Take me through the track conditions here tonight.
Yeah, the car feels good. It turns really good this week. I'm super happy with it. The track's awesome. Seems to have a bit of grip, and yeah, it should be fun tonight.
Now, heading into the feature race here tonight, what's going to be the key or strategy for you to try to find yourself in victory lane here to later tonight?
Yeah, just get through the traffic good at the start. The first couple laps are huge, just getting through that traffic, and then once you're on your own, just running consistent lap times and try and be there at the end.
Well, best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Back upstairs.
Thank you, Jeremy. Yet another great interview down in the pits as we get ready for heat race number 2 in the V8 stocks. We'll see the cars pass the start-finish line as we have Jesse Herzl, Kira Martin, Tom Hughes, Jeff Ferguson, David Rockwood, Doug Stewart, Jay Dewar, Steve Book, Mike Howard in this heat race. Kate, what are we thinking for this one? What should we look out for?
Kara Martin had some work to do on her car this week, as well as David Rockwood. He had Tegan Ellis running his car for him last week, and there was some damage done. She just got caught up in some bad places at some bad times in that 90 machine. So it looks like both crews have done a lot of work, got these cars back out here tonight, and that's great to see. So interested to see if Kara Martin can go 2 weeks in a row with heat race wins, or if somebody else in this field's got something to say about it.
That's right. We have one more lap under pace speed for the V8 stocks, getting ready for the second heat race. It'll be 10 laps again, the scheduled distance. The lights are off the pace car here at Delaware Speedway as they get ready, go down the back. It'll be Jesse Herzl in the 97 leading the field to the green flag, followed by Kara Martin on the outside. And then it's Tom Hughes and Jeff Ferguson in row 2, David Rockwood, Doug Stewart in row 3, Jay Dewar, Steve Book in row 4. Then it's Mike Howard bringing up the rear of the field. They look to the flag stand. The green flag is in the air. We're racing here. Jesse Herzl shot out of a cannon, but he gets passed on the outside. Kara Martin with a great line of speed, and then the rest of the cars behind Martin go right through her and make a pass. And that is the 23 of Ferguson trying to pass on the inside. Stewart gonna follow him through. Kara Martin getting kind of caught on the outside there. Jeff Ferguson, your new leader here, as we're one lap into this heat race.
Yeah, Jeff Ferguson started in the second row on the outside. Was able to make that work from when Kara Martin took off and was able to get that gap between her and Herzl, and just dives to the inside. So Jeff Ferguson making some quick work, and Doug Stewart right along there with him.
Tom Hughes with a breakout there, so he'll have to serve a stop and go penalty at some point. But we see the leaders here of Ferguson and Stewart. There we see the 51 of Tom Hughes serve a stop and go penalty. He rejoins the field. Doug Stewart in the 2 machine trying to make the pass on the outside.
David Rockwood with a breakout. Jay Dewar with a breakout as well.
Another 2 breakouts there as we see down the back. Door to door is Ferguson and Stewart. Stewart able to grab a bit of a lead coming out of 4 down the front. He will lead that lap. It's 6 to go that time by.
Mike Howard's flirting with the breakout time, but does not do so. So it looks like everybody was good that time. But, oh, it looks like we've got the 53, so that is from before. That was Jay Dewar just serving his stop in the 73.
In the 73, he's running, it looks like it's a painted over top of his normal 5 there, so he's running the 73 number. Mike Howard serving his stop and go penalty. It's halfway through heat race number 2 in the V8 stocks. Doug Stewart leading yet another lap. Jeff Ferguson running his fastest lap out there on the track that time lap.
51 Tom Hughes with another breakout here as well. So good on Jay Dewar for running the 73 of Jordan Morris's number tonight for points, as he's sitting second in the points battle. So Jay Dewar out there just doing some light work.
Tom Hughes getting a look at him, serving another stop and go penalty on the backstretch. And now he's going to fire it back up as Doug Stewart and the leaders pass him. Doug Stewart out of 4 down the front. It's 2 to go that time by the line. Mike Howard surfing yet another stop and go penalty on the backstretch there. Another look here at the leaders down the back. Doug Stewart, Jeff Ferguson, bumper to bumper. Steve Book and Kara Martin trying to join that conversation as well. Time by, which is brought to you by McCall Racing, built on experience.
Again, David Rockwood and Jay Dewar with a breakout on the last lap.
As we come out of 4, checkered flag is in the air. Doug Stewart crosses the line. And Jeff Ferguson will finish second. Steve Book third. Kara Martin fourth.
And then it'll be Jesse Herzl, Mike Howard, and then I'm going to say David Rockwood, or Jay Dewar, David Rockwood, and then Tom Hughes. I was just trying to figure out where the breakouts were going to fall in there because Tom Hughes was a lap down.
All right, we get Doug Stewart coming to Victory Lane to pose for some photos, but we'll step aside. We'll have more Delaware Speedway racing on Rogers TV presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet after this.
Check it out. Now, more Ontarians qualify for the Ontario Electricity Support Program. You could get a monthly on-bill credit of $35 or more. Apply at oesp.ca.
At the Hearing Place, we transform lives with personalized hearing care. Our exceptional audiology services and tailored treatment plans empower your journey to better hearing, ensuring compassionate support and solutions designed uniquely for you.
McCall Racing fuels the motorsports community with performance parts for circle track, dirt track, open wheel, drag racing, customs, and hot rods. Whether you're turning laps, wrenching in the pits, or just getting started, McCall Racing, built on experience.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Delaware Speedway's 2026 merch is live online and ready to go, and it ships fast. Hit up the shop at delawarespeedway.com/shop or click the merchandise link right on the homepage. Stay fresh this season and show some love for your favorite local track. As mentioned, welcome back. We get ready for the modifieds heat race number 1. David Mathers, Ryan Dick, Steve Macau, Dale Reinhardt, and Dylan Penny. What are we going to look for these open-wheel modifieds here at Delaware Speedway?
I'm going to watch that 4 Ray Cullen Chevrolet machine, see if it can weave its way here to the top spot, sitting at the top there in points, and just wanting to make sure that you maintain that. You have consistent finishes. I'm glad to see 2 heat races for the modifieds tonight. That's exciting to see, and just watching car counts grow in all divisions here at Delaware is great. We have a lot of super stocks here as well tonight.
And we get a look at the 4 machine of Steve Macau as they go down the back. Lights are off the pace car here, so they will get the green flag as they come out of 4 this time by. It'll be the 5 of David Mathers leading the field in heat race number 1. Again, 10 laps will be the scheduled distance. The pace car is off. They come out of turn 4. Look at the flag stand. Green flag in the air. And Mathers has a great start. Steve Macau trying to follow that up right behind him there. But on the outside is the 88 of Ryan Dick. Macau able to get down the back pretty fast. The 88 of Ryan Dick stuck to the outside pretty high on that groove. Steve Macau trying to make it a pass here on the leader, David Mathers.
Yeah, Steve Macau keeps looking to that inside. What's a little bit different between our other divisions here tonight is, as you see, these are open wheel modifieds. So even just a little bit of touch, rubber to rubber, is going to have a very different effect than when we go rubbing his racing into the corners and anything that's got fenders. So that's why he had to be super careful, and he did so. He had some patience, and he now leads this heat race.
As you mentioned, Kate, Steve Macau able to pick up the lead spot here as well. The 51 of Dale Reinhardt able to pick up some positions. He'll sit in second. 7 to go that time by the stripe down the back. Steve Macau getting chased by the 51 of Dale Reinhardt. In behind Reinhardt is Mathers. Then it's Ryan Dick, and in the back of the field it's Dylan Penny. Macau leading another lap. Reinhardt right there on the rear bumper of Macau as they go down the back. Macau playing some good defense here, making sure they stay single file as they're out of 3 and into 4. Down the front stretch again. Halfway through this heat race, Steve Macau in the lead, running some pretty fast laps there.
Yeah, Steve Macau and Dale Reinhardt running almost like they're within like 3 1/1000th of a second of each other. Reinhardt's looking real racy. He tried to make that inside groove just work from there. Wasn't able to do so without touching wheels, and that's going to be bad for both of them.
Yeah, so he backs off. We got to look at the 51 of Dale Reinhardt right there. They're down the back. As Macau is still in the lead. Out of 3 and into 4. Down the front stretch. Across the line. 3 to go that time by. And Dale Reinhardt still running some very fast laps. He's continuing to get faster and faster as this race goes on. It looks like he might be able to get to the rear bumper right there of Steve Macau.
Yeah, Reinhardt's super fast, super racy tonight. Steve Macau's got a whole mirror full of Reinhardt, and we'll have to see if he's able to make anything work for him, because Steve Macau's doing a great job, but it looks like he got to the inside. Now, will he be able to get this run coming out of the corner?
Out of 4. Macau still able to lead. And that's the white flag brought to you by McCall Racing, built on experience. Down the back and out of 2. It is Reinhardt making a big push on the inside. See if he's able to gain anything in turn 3. Out of 3. They're side by side to the line. What a close finish there. It looks like Steve Macau will take home the heat race win just by not even a full nose, Kate.
Yeah, on here it says it's a differential of 0.026 of a second. So super, super close. Steve Macau able to take that heat race in that Ray Cullen machine. That was a great race. If that's any indication of how that's going to be for feature time, I'm excited.
That's right. We will now send it back down to Jeremy in the pits.
Thank you so much, Kyle. I am joined by the driver in the V8 division here in Lucas Chapman. Lucas, how did that heat race go for you here tonight, and how is the car handling?
The car's handling pretty well. I'm just shaking it down for tomorrow to run in the Oscar division.
Now, obviously, here tonight, like you mentioned, you want to get this car ready tomorrow for the Oscar division. What's going to be the key for you tonight to keep this car clean heading into the feature race?
Mostly just get faster and not get into any messes, like wrecks.
And obviously, what's going to be the key tomorrow? Obviously, here tonight in the V8s tomorrow, what's going to be the key for you tomorrow?
Mostly stay with the pack.
Well, best of luck tonight and best of luck tomorrow as well.
Thank you.
Back upstairs.
Thank you, Jeremy, as we get ready for heat race number 2 in the open wheel modified division. Like you mentioned, Kate, if heat race number 1 is any indication of what this class is going to bring here tonight, we're going to be in for some exciting second heat race and feature races for that division.
Yeah, we got Marshall Shrank in this one here, as well as Wally Wilson. Interested to see how those two run. Marshall Shrank, I say it every week, this guy can drive almost anything. He does great in the late model, does great in the open wheel. Just such a great driver, so we'll watch that 22 white machine move through this field as well.
Yes, as we go through the field, it'll be the 45 of Eric McLean, the 12 of Adam Evison, the 69 of Wally Wilson, the 22, as we see on our screen there, of Marshall Shrank, and then the 39 of Brian Batty rounding out the field here. So I believe that's 10 total open wheel modifieds here tonight, which is a pretty good car count for that division. They get the double up signal, the white flag, so one final lap under pace speeds for these open wheel modifieds. Heat race number 2. As always, heat races, 10 laps is the scheduled distance.
10 laps to decide this heat race.
The lights are off the pace car here at Delaware Speedway. They'll go down the back one final time under pace speed. And as soon as the pace car is off, that'll dip off just outside of turn 3. And then the cars will look to the flag stand to get that green flag and put the pedal to the metal here. Pace car is off the track. Here comes heat race number 2 in the open modified division. The green flag is in the air. We're racing. And we'll
see
off.
if they like that start.
That's what I was thinking too, because it looked like the 12 of Adam Evison pushed real quick, and no, they do not like that. They do not like that start. The yellow flag comes out, and they will restart, re-rack, and restack, and try that start once again.
Yeah, I don't really think that was so much even on Evenson. Marshall Shrank was definitely helping him through there too. Gives him a good push. Let's take a look here. See the two white cars hooked up on the outside, and they thought we were going. And there's just a little bit of a wheel touch, and then the 45 of McLean just does not go. But yeah, Marshall Shrank and Evenson were going.
And we know, like you mentioned, Marshall Shrank likes to go. He wants to get as fast as he can, as quick as he can. Here we go. We're going to restart here. Green flag in the air. We're going to start racing. Heat race number 2 in the open wheel modifieds. That's a better start there, as the 45 of Eric McLean able to go on the inside. Shrank on the inside as well. McLean drifted up high, and that gives Shrank an open door, and he takes full advantage of it. He is leading here as they'll cross the line. One lap in, Marshall Shrank making that pass.
Yeah, Marshall Shrank was definitely going down the backstretch, and the 45 McLean just left that door open just a little bit too long, and that allowed Shrank to just keep going through there. So good on Shrank. He's out to the front, and I would say he's on the move now.
That's right, as we get a look for second, third, and fourth. That is McLean, Evenson, and Batty, as it is Evenson and Batty. Batty trying to make that pass on the inside. He'll let off just a little bit, as we see the 45 of McLean in there as well. He is currently in second. It is Evenson and Batty trying to battle and gain positions. Evenson goes up high, so that opens the door for Batty, and Batty picks up a position. He'll sit in third, as he'll now try and chase down Eric McLean in that 45 machine.
Yeah, I'm wondering kind of what's going on with the 69 of Wally Wilson. He just looks a little bit off the pace. His lap times are getting a little bit better, but that car just looks a little bit off right now. So we'll have to see if they're able to tune some things from this heat race and learn some things.
Halfway through, 5 to go that time by, as we got a look at the Wally Wilson crossing the start-finish line there. Marshall Shrank out to a great lead. There's the battle for second between Eric McLean and Brian Batty. Batty trying to do everything he can to catch up to McLean. Single file so far. We'll see if Batty has any kind of move in his back pocket to try here, as there's 4 to go.
Yeah, it looks like Batty's trying to dive a little bit lower in the corner and see if he's able to get that to work for him and if that lane opens up enough. But it doesn't seem to be enough. I think he's got to wait a little bit higher, a little bit longer, and then take that little bit more of that dive into the corner to get that run coming off to really catch the 45 McLean.
Still single file for second and third, as we see on the screen. That is kind of the closest battle we have in this 5-car heat race in the open wheel modifieds. Out of 1 and into 2, down the back another time. McLean able to distance himself down the back. Into corner entry, Batty trying to pick up speed as we see Shrank cross the line. White flag in the air, brought to you by McCall Racing, built on experience. Marshall Shrank went through that open door at the beginning of this heat race and has not looked back.
Yeah, Marshall Shrank comes out of turn 4, and he's going to take the checkers at the line. Marshall Shrank, heat race number 2 winner.
And then it's the battle for second across the line. It'll be McLean, then Batty, Evenson, and Wilson rounding out the field. Marshall Shrank had his car absolutely firing in that heat race. As we see him come around, he'll post for some pictures in victory lane. But as we have some time, we'll step aside. More Delaware Speedway racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet after this.
Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
You're watching Rogers TV. With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV. You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
You're watching Rogers.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Watching from home? Make plans to experience it live. Delaware Speedway is racing every Friday night, May through September, and there's nothing like short track action under the lights. Check the schedule, grab your tickets, and get all the details at DelawareSpeedway.com. Bring the family, feel the energy, and be a part of the excitement right here at your local track. We get ready for heat race number 1 in the Super Stock division. It's Brendan Edgar, Chuck Menzie, Ryan Bright, Connor Van Steensel, Sean Chenoweth, Gary Adrianson in the 77, Trevor Culver, Ethan Orr, and Nick Ramsey rounding out the field.
Yeah, we talked to Gary Adrianson earlier, was down there with Jeremy. He said hi to the Friels, so I guess we should say hi, Gary, and have a great heat race. Always a fun time.
Yeah, Gary's a great guy, always has something good to say about everything this track does, whether he's racing or driving the pace car. He's a very genuine guy. As we see the field doubling up down the back. Lights are off the Delaware pace car. It'll dip off as they exit turn 3. And then it'll be the 4D of Brendan Edgar taking the field to the green flag in this heat race, 10 laps. There is, green flag is in the air. Edgar was shot out of the cannon there on that start as the rest of the field is trying to catch up. The 45 of Ryan Bright able to go. There's some 4 cars right in the middle. And there's Adrianson trying to get, there's a yellow on the speedway, a car around out of 1 and just about into 2. A couple of cars around. The 07 of Nick Ramsey and the 57 of Ethan Orr get spun going the wrong way.
Yeah, they're going to do a complete restart here. We'll just have to see where they throw the accident cars. And we will take a look back here. Watch the left side of your screen as we go through. Right there at the bottom. Nick Ramsey just gets hooked on the bottom and just kind of loops it right up into the 57 of Ethan Orr. Unfortunate break for both those drivers, but complete restart. They were at the back, so we'll just double them up and away we go.
That's right. Like you mentioned, they'll just kind of restack the field here, get everybody back into their proper positions. As you mentioned, the 2 cars involved were bringing up the rear of the field anyway, so they don't have anything. We have another look at it. Kate, take us through it.
Yeah, even here in slow-mo, it just looks like he slightly locks up the brakes. Doesn't look like he touches anything. Yeah, it looks like he locks up the brakes. See a little bit of that brake dust and goes right up into Ethan Orr. So it's just a kind of touched those brakes a little bit too hard. Maybe it was coming in too hot and the rest of the field wasn't moving. And then just comes up and hits the back end of the car off of Ethan Orr.
As we get a look at the 07 of Nick Ramsey there, he'll bring up the field. The pace car is off the track. Here we go. It's the 4D of Brendan Edgar. Gets the green flag. We're racing. Another great start for the 4D car as the 45 of Ryan Bright's going to try and follow him through that outside line. Got absolutely stalled by a train there on the inside. There's Chenoweth and Culver right in behind there in a battle for 3rd and 4th respectively. Chenoweth on the inside of the 45 of Bright trying to make a pass.
Yeah, the 89 of Chenoweth to the inside of Bright was able to do what he needed to do, and he's bringing Culver along with him, and right behind that is the 07 of Nick Ramsey. We saw Nick Ramsey earlier. He was in the V8 stocks, but he's got 2 separate cars. They both have very similar paint schemes. They're just slightly different, but we've got the Super Stock and the V8. They are two separate cars.
As we get a look, there's a battle for second. Sean Chenoweth, Trevor Culver. Trevor Culver goes down to the inside line. He's trying to make the pass on Chenoweth out of 4. He cannot make that pass as of yet. They go into turn 1. Does Culver have what it takes out of the turn? He does, out of turn 2, down the back. Great corner exit out of turn 2, down the back. Nick Ramsey trying to follow suit, and in behind Ramsey is the 57 of Orr. And there's some 3 wide out of 4 down the front stretch. My goodness. Nick Ramsey and Ethan Orr again with some contact into turn 1. They keep it straight that time. And then they're going to get right in beside Sean Chenoweth down the back. Nick Ramsey trying to make a pass.
Gary Adrian's on the outside of Ethan Orr. He's sitting behind that 3 wide. Welcome back to the track, Gary. You are no longer in the pace car.
Well, there, as we see there, it's Culver. We got things going on everywhere around the track.
Culver takes the lead over Edgar. We've got Nick Ramsey. Then we've got a battle between Chenoweth and Adrianson. We've got stuff everywhere in this heat race.
My goodness, the Super Stocks are here and wanting to race. You get some dual screen action here. It's the leaders up at the top of your screen. Down at the bottom, we got the race for...
It was also the leaders, but it was more of the gap shot.
As Trevor Culver will lead that lap. 3 to go that time by. As there's a look at Orr, Chenoweth, and the 71 of Connor Van Steensel on the bottom of your screen there.
That's 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Culver able to lead yet another lap. 2 to go that time by. Trevor Culver has that car absolutely firing here tonight.
Yeah, they've struggled a little bit at the start of this season, but I wasn't counting them out for the rest of it. They always bounce back. That team does a lot of hard work on that car, and that one machine is right where he wants to be, in that number 1 spot.
Crossing the stripe again. That's the white flag brought to you by McCall Racing, built on experience. Trevor Culver down the back one final time. He has a very healthy lead out of 3 going into turn 4. Out of 4 down the front. Checkered flag in the air. Trevor Culver, heat race winner, followed by the 4D of Brendan Edgar. Nick Ramsey in 3rd. Gary Adrianson in 4th. Ethan Orr taking 5th. Sean Chenoweth in 6th. Connor Van Steensel 7th. Ryan Bright 8th. And then it's Chuck Menzie in the 5, rounding out the field in heat race number 1.
That was a great heat race, and I can't wait to see heat race number 2 and the feature with all of them.
That's right. We have some time. We're going to send it down to Jeremy.
Thank you so much, Kate and Kyle. I am joined now by the driver, the number 4 in the modified division, Steve Macau. Steve, congratulations on the heat race win. Take me through that heat race for you.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. We started 3rd, which was nice. Dale on our outside, the 51 car. He runs the travel series, really quick, good guy. They have new tires on because it's their first time here tonight. So got out front a little bit, and then he started running me down. Gave him the inside because I knew I could get a decent run off of 4. Car was a little tight. Boys are working really hard on it right now to make it better.
And what's going to be the key for you tonight heading into the feature race?
I think just consistency. We're going to try to run really smooth. The 51 with new tires, the 39 with new tires, and then obviously Marshall's always super competitive. So we're just hoping to hopefully we get a win tonight. We're gonna leave everything out there. I can tell you that.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Back upstairs.
Thank you, Jeremy. We'll be back with more Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Collin Chevrolet after this.
Ray Collin Chevrolet. Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Collin Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
Vector offers recovery and performance programs to improve your quality of life. Their active therapy approach helps with pain, mobility, and strength. Located in London, Ontario, they focus on personalized care to support your wellness journey. At the Hearing Place, we transform lives with personalized hearing care. Our exceptional audiology services and tailored treatment plans empower your journey to better hearing, ensuring compassionate support and solutions designed uniquely for you.
McCall Racing fuels the motorsports community with performance parts for circle track, dirt track, open wheel, drag racing, customs, and hot rods. Whether you're turning laps, wrenching in the pits, or just getting started, McCall Racing, built on experience.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Collins Chevrolet. Delaware Speedway's 2026 merch is live online and ready to go and ships fast. Hit up the shop at delawarespeedway.com/shop or click the merchandise link right on the homepage. Stay fresh this season and show some love for your local favorite track. We're back here with heat race number 2 in the Super Stocks. Kate, let's run through it.
Yeah, we got the 02 of Brendan Patrick and Brody Rickwood on the front row. Lucas Orr, Cody Wilds, Mason Culver, Jay Cox, Ryan Dyson, Dave McCullough, and Pete Vanderwist Jr. on the track.
That's right. They are out of 4, looking to the flag stand. Green flag is in the air. The 02 of Brendan Patrick led the way, but Brody Rickwood able to go there, but the 83 is washing right up the track. The 02 of Patrick able to regain first position.
Not really sure what's happening with the 83. I know that team has really struggled this season so far. They've had to replace so many things in that car. Heard them talking about it earlier this week, that they almost had to blow their racing budget in 2 weeks. And just very thankful that they had some sponsors jump on board. So I'd like to see the 83 have a good rebound week. It looks like it's been a tough start so far in this heat race.
That's right, we do have a new leader. It's Lucas Orr. There's caution on the speedway. Not exactly sure what brought out the caution flag there.
I see the side-by-side, so I'm going to go with debris, and it looks like it's going to be on the backstretch.
I see the one of the crew members down there, and to the entrance of the pits down the backstretch. We get a shot there, picking up whatever was on the track. So that'll bring the field back together.
Yeah, so we'll have Lucas Orr at the start of this field now. And then it looks like that spot should go back to the 02 of Brendan Patrick and then the 20 of Mason Culver. Mason Culver trying to make it 2 Culvers in a row in these super stock heat races, followed by Ryan Dyson, Cody Wilds, Jay Cox, Brody Rickwood, Dave McCullough, and Pete Vanderwist Jr. Looks like he's been out on the track so far, just trying to probably test, I'm going to say, for tomorrow. But every time it seems that I tell the people that he's going to test the car, he ends up in the thick of things and able to pull off a good finish. But he's gone to pit lane. Looks like they're going to do a little adjustment here and send him back out.
There he is. We got a look. His crew pulling up the hood, getting the wrench in there, and
I think we're making a turn here on the sway bar.
But the lights are off. The pace car here, it will dip off the track. It'll be the 56 of Lucas Orr leading the charge out of turn 4, looking to the flag stand. We get the green flag. We're back racing here at Delaware Speedway. Heat race number 2 in the Super Stocks. A great start there by the 56 of Lucas Orr. There's a battle 3 wide here. The 02, the 28, and the 14.
Also a great start by the 20 of Mason Culver. We haven't got to see the Super Stocks a whole lot yet this season. I'm so excited that we get to see them tonight, and I'm really interested to see what the 20 of Mason Culver is going to do. I've seen him run in a mini truck at Grand Bend Speedway, and just watch this driver grow so much. Young driver out there making things work, but he's going to be under siege here by Ryan Dyson soon.
A very veteran driver in Ryan Dyson, as you mentioned, trying to get past Culver there. Culver, a little bit of contact into Lucas Orr, and he's trying to make the pass on the inside down the back. He is by just a nose. But on corner entry, Lucas Orr doing a great job staying right there door to door. On the outside at the line, it'll still be Lucas Orr in the lead. but there in the turn one, it'll be the 20 of Mason Culver, and then Dyson being able to follow suit, making the pass. Now it's going to be Culver, Dyson, and or 1, 2, 3 respectively.
A little bit further back in the field, the 83 of Brody Rickwood's making the pass on Caden Patrick. It's a little bit of a rebound. He'll slide into the top 5.
As Mason Culver is now going to be in a battle and look in the rear view and see the 28 machine of Ryan Dyson and see exactly what kind of defense Culver can play on the experienced driver of Ryan Dyson here. 3 to go that time by the stripe. Mason Culver looking pretty good. Ryan Dyson getting right to the rear bumper there.
Caden Patrick and Brody Rickwood in that back 5 going side by side. They're finally able to straighten things out and go 1 by 1.
A little high does Culver. Dyson not able to pick the bones as of yet. Culver, a nice defensive play there as he shuts the door down the back. Trying to keep Ryan Dyson at bay here as they're out of turn 3 and into turn 4. They'll come down the front stretch. They see the 1 to go sign. That's the white flag brought to you by McCall Racing, built on experience. Mason Culver has about half a track to go to try and pick up a heat race here. He's got to fend off the 28 of Ryan Dyson. They're out of 3. They're going to hit turn 4. Out of 4, Ryan Dyson to the inside, does not have enough. It'll be Mason Culver with the heat race victory. Ryan Dyson in second, the 00 of Jay Cox, the 56 of Lucas Orr, the 83 of Brody Rickwood, the 02 of Brendan Patrick, the 39 of Dave McCullough, the 14 of Cody Wilds, and then the 7 of Pete Vanderwich Jr.
You want to know what's so fun besides watching racing and watching a driver get their first heat win in a new division? Their crew. The crew down there is going nuts. Both Culver camps, arms were up in the air, both cheering. So that's always so much fun to see. They do just as much work as the driver.
That's right. We'll send it down to Jeremy.
Thank you so much, Kyle and Kate. I am joined now by Marshall Shrank in the modified division. Marshall, your car ran really fast here tonight in the heat race. What's it going to be like in the feature race here tonight later on?
I think it'll be just as fast. If not, I think we can make it a little bit better. So left a little room out there to improve, I think. So yeah, just got to stay on top of the track and see where it goes.
And speaking of track conditions, the weather here pretty good here for racing. Sun is out. How's it going to be out there tonight for the feature?
Yeah, I guess we'll see how the track changes into the dark. But yeah, it's nice to have some good weather. I feel like we haven't raced this thing in 2 months. So just excited to get out there and see what she's got again.
Well, hopefully you find yourself yet again in victory lane. Best of luck tonight.
Thanks.
Back upstairs.
Thank you, Jeremy. We'll step aside. We'll have more Delaware Speedway racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet after this.
Check it out. Now, more Ontarians qualify for the Ontario Electricity Support Program. You could get a monthly on-bill credit of $35 or more. Apply at oesp.ca.
At The Hearing Place, we transform lives with personalized hearing care. Our exceptional audiology services and tailored treatment plans empower your journey to better hearing, ensuring compassionate support and solutions designed uniquely for you.
McCall Racing fuels the motorsports community with performance parts for circle track, dirt track, open wheel, drag racing, customs, and hot rods. Whether you're turning laps, wrenching in the pits, or just getting started, McCall Racing, built on experience.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Watching from home? Make plans to experience it live. Delaware Speedway is racing every Friday night, May through September, and there's nothing like short track action under the lights. Check the schedule, grab your tickets, and get all the details at DelawareSpeedway.com. Bring the family, feel the energy, and be part of the excitement right here at your local track. We've had some great heat races here so far tonight at the half mile. We're getting ready for the feature of the Bone Stocks. Kate, take us through what we've seen so far tonight.
Yeah, so it's been very interesting. We've had a lot of fast race cars in the bone stock, some standouts, and we'll have to see if they can maneuver their way through the field and get back up to the front, or the ones starting further in the feature lineup. You've got Michael Ververne starting in the 6th spot, Matt Langford in the 7th spot. They've kind of got that little bit of boost. Paul Fothergill's in the 3rd spot, so if he gets out and to the front quickly, I think he's going to be hard to track down. So those other drivers really got to stay in line with him. Jesse Howard had such a great heat race and led that race for the majority part of it and was able to have a great start. She needs to have a great start here with some of these drivers behind her that are going to be charging to the front, and I can't wait to see the rest of these divisions shake out tonight.
As we will get the 1 to go sign here this time by. And looking at the live timing, 32 bone stocks on the track here for feature racing. 25 laps going to be the scheduled distance. A lot of cars on this half-mile track, Kate.
Yeah, so we've got Jesse Howard and Jake Thompson on the front row, then Paul Fothergill, Jennifer Hatch, Sterling Roberts, Michael Ververne, Matt Langford, Nathan Rea, Mitchell Rawlings, Charlie Verhoeven in that 8 machine in the 10 spot, Colin Williams, Justin Culver, Len Starrett, Brady Oudman, Joe Kicks, Cassie Howard, Race Meyer, Chad Peru, Matt Tallman, and Rob Wilson will take us to 20 of those cars.
Pace cars off the track. Here we go. They're out of 4, looking to the flag stand. Double greens in the air. We're racing here. Feature racing here at Delaware Speedway. 25 laps in the bone stock division. Jesse Howard had the quick lead, but it will be the 34 of Jake Thompson able to go on the outside. Fothergill going to move to the outside as well and make it past. The 19 of Ververne able to get to the outside of Jesse Howard and make a pass. So we'll have Thompson leading, and then Fothergill and Ververne. Ververne trying to get to the rear decklet of Fothergill after 1 lap.
The 34M of Corey LaPointe just caught the tail end of it. He tags the outside wall coming out of 2.
As we see there, Fothergill to the outside of Thompson, looking to make the pass. Ververne looking to follow suit if possible. Fothergill at the line will lead that lap. 2 laps into this this feature race, and Fothergill has that car absolutely dialed.
Yeah, near the back of the pack, we've got 3 wide, 4 wide. Lots of things happening near the back. They're just all trying to sort themselves out. So I'll keep an eye on that, and we'll go from there.
Ververne able to make a pass as well on Thompson. He picks up a position. The 15 of Sterling Roberts also able to pick up a spot as Thompson is falling a little bit behind. He's still in that battle with Sterling Roberts. They're able to stay side by side momentarily. Roberts able to pull away down the back as they enter turn 3. There's the leaders. Fothergill in first, Ververne in second. Ververne giving Fothergill some fits as they cross the line. Ververne into turn 1, looking to the inside. Fothergill able to stay ahead at this particular point in time. Down the back, Ververne, great straightaway speed. Able to get a nose just ahead, but Fothergill on corner entry able to pick up some speed. Ververne gets a little wobbly there into turn 4, able to keep it straight. Fothergill leads another lap. 20 to go that time by.
Yeah, there's cars moving all throughout this field trying to find their bearings, but it looks like Ververne's going to be able to take the lead here, but Paul Fothergill's not going to give it up easily. There should be a great battle that continues between those two throughout this race.
I've noticed Ververne able to have some good straightaway speed, but Fothergill able to enter and exit the turns with more speed and able to keep the gap tight as they're racing single file.
Yeah, Fothergill just corners this track so well. He's had so many laps on it that's where he really excels in consistent lap times as well, is making sure that he's hitting his marks on those corners.
Ververne will lead that lap. Fothergill not far behind. Then in third, it's the 15 of Sterling Roberts. There are the leaders down the back. They're going to be coming up to some lap traffic here as they enter turn 3. Fothergill and Ververne out of 4 down the front. They're going to come to some lap traffic. That is the 53 of Ryan Minogue. as they'll make that pass on the outside. Minogue will stay low, as lap traffic usually does, to let the leaders go by with no trouble. There's Fothergill, exiting turn 3 and into 4. Staying single file. It'll be 16 to go this time by. Fothergill just kind of lying in wait, it looks like, to try and make his pass maybe a little bit later in this feature race.
Fothergill's going to probably use some lap traffic to his advantage if possible. So I'm waiting to see that kind of shake out as well. Verhoeven, Roberts, and Matt Langford are respectively in that top 5, and they're having great runs as well.
As we come across the line, it's Verhoeven able to pick up a spot. Heel sitting 3rd. It's Roberts in 4th, and Langford, as mentioned, rounding out that top 5 as the leaders pass some more lap traffic as they enter turn 3. They'll stay. The leaders will stay to the outside. As now Ververne will try and maneuver that lap traffic, as well as Fothergill. They're down the back yet another time here at the half mile. They'll now have to dip down a little bit as the 333 is stuck on the high side. They'll get past him without a problem. They are quite content staying single file at this moment as they maneuver through that lap traffic. It's 13 to go that time by the stripe.
Yeah, lots of things happening on this track. Everybody trying to find their groove. A lot of single file racing for the moment. I'm sure that's going to shake up with as these laps go by. The only time we're really seeing 2x2 is the lap traffic, having those lead lap cars find their way around them.
It's Ververne and Fothergill 1 and 2 with a pretty healthy lead from Verhoeven, Roberts, and Langford, who round out the top 5. As we see some more passing of lap traffic here. 11 to go that time by. Ververne is down low just a little bit. There's Fothergill. Ververne is distancing himself rather quickly here from Fothergill, but Fothergill again entering and exiting turns so gracefully and hitting his marks. He's able to keep it relatively close as we have 10 to go that time by.
Yeah, laps ticking away. And I'm expecting a couple battles here throughout this field to start shaping up. It looks like there's some ladies all grouped together in Jessie Howard, Cassie Howard, Hannah Lamont. That looks like a battle shaping up there for that spot. And it looks like Cassie Howard's able to overtake Jessie Howard, Hannah Lamont going through on that run as well, and Hannah Lamont looking to the inside of Cassie Howard.
As we see down the back, there's Michael Ververne in the 19 car, Fothergill in the 33. Just off the screen as he's maneuvering some lap traffic. He's passing the 71 of Jennifer Hatch right there is Paul Fothergill. Ververne also passing some lap traffic here down the back stretch. Ververne, as mentioned, having quite the distance now between him and Fothergill. As now Ververne will cross the stripe. It's 7 to go this time by, and we'll see if Fothergill has anything left in the tank to try and make a pass on Ververne as the laps keep ticking off the scoreboard.
Yeah, that gap is getting bigger and bigger, and Ververne's fastest lap is a tenth faster than Paul Fothergill. But if you go lap by lap, they're pretty consistent back and forth right now as they work their way through lap traffic. It's just Michael Ververne just got a good jump at the right time.
As we get a look at Ververne, he's making a couple more passes of lap traffic down the back. He will maneuver around that out of turn 4 across the stripe. It's 5 to go. That time by, 20 down, 5 to go. as 25 laps is the scheduled distance for this feature race in the bone stock division here at Delaware Speedway on a gorgeous Friday night. Ververne almost looks like he can be in cruise control right now as Fothergill is about, I would say, 8 to 10 car lengths behind him.
Yeah, they're just flying through this field at the moment. Right now, running your top 5 is Ververne, Fothergill, Verhoeven, Roberts, Langford, and then Mitchell Rawlings in 6th, Wilms, Rhea, Culver, Sterrett round out your top 10.
There's some contact at 333 and a tire completely off the 69C on the front stretch. Caution on the speedway, and the 27 does a great job of getting out of the way of the 333. And there is going to be a restart here as there was contact from the cars way back in the field.
Yeah, there was a lot of like lead lap cars that were real close to being a part of that. And we can take a look at it right now. On the right side of your screen here, you're going to see the 333 and the 69C make contact coming down the front stretch. And you see the tire come right off. And the 333 comes back up the track, and there's your leader.
There might still be a rim left in that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's your leaders right there. So that just saved Jesse Howard, then Hannah Lamont and Cassie. Yeah, look at the front tire here. You can see the rim's still there, but the tire came flying right off. So there's lots of suspension that needs a little bit of tending to on the front end of that car.
And there's also some fluid on the track out of that, I believe, from the 333, so some speed dry is getting put down. But we'll step aside as we're under caution. More Delaware Speedway racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet after this.
Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
Bring the family to Pizza Hut's all-you-can-eat buffet. Fresh pizzas, pasta, and salads, something for everyone. Great taste, great time, all in one place. Pizza Hut, where family meals are unforgettable.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage. You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Watching from home? Make plans to experience it live. Delaware Speedway is racing every Friday night, May through September, and there's nothing like short track action under the lights. Check the schedule, grab your tickets, and get the details at DelawareSpeedway.com. Bring the family, feel the energy, and be part of the excitement right here at your local track. We are under caution as we get a look at the 333. Able to now get the okay to drive off the track. Him and the 69C were involved. We get a look at the 69C there on the business end of the tow truck. Tire comes off the rim during some contact down the front stretch, and this restart here is going to be very crucial for Michael Ververne, who had quite the lead on Fothergill, but now this tightens them right back up side by side. We'll see exactly what each of them have with only 4 laps left.
Not only does it bring Fothergill up there, it brings Charlie Verhoeven, Sterling Roberts, Matt Langford, Mitchell Rawlings, that top 6, then Colin Wilms, Nathan Rhea, Justin Culver, Len Sterrett. The top 10 is so strong that really it depends on what kind of break comes out of this restart, but I think you've kind of bunched out all those big contenders back up together, and we'll have to see what shakes out.
Yeah, it's going to be, like we mentioned, 4 laps to go once we get back to green flag racing. So not a lot of laps left to do stuff, but time enough to, with these good drivers, like you mentioned, Kate, to do make some passes if they can get that right opportunity.
Like I talk about most of the time, is about those consistent finishes, right? The more consistent the finishes, the better that's going to be for these drivers come points contention. So guys like Matt Langford that are up near the top, he hasn't won any races yet this season. He's just been so consistent. Same with Justin Culver. He's also been a very consistent driver so far this season. He wants to park that in victory lane real bad, though. You talked to him last week. So looking for all of those big names near the front of the field, and they're just, at this point, you're trying to pick up a couple points here or there if possible. Taking the just getting rid of some of that speedy dry.
Yeah, the leaf blower out there, trying to get it as far out of the racing grooves as possible, as much as you can, but also pick up the tire that was came off the 69C. The field is doubling back up here as the safety crew is doing, again, a great job like they always do week in and week out here at Delaware Speedway, making sure the track is in great condition for these drivers and everybody can stay safe and race these cars like they want to and enjoy the racing here at Delaware Speedway.
Yeah, it's just above that racing groove, so the only time that's really going to play into contention, I think, is mostly if you're trying to make that pass at the end, but we'll go through the field here real quick, at least the top 5. Verhoeven, Verburn, Fothergill, Verhoeven, Roberts, Langford, Rawlings, Wilms, Rea, Culver, Sterrett, top 10. And then it is Jake Thompson in that 34 machine, Joe Kicks, Brady Oudman, Tori Robinson, Cassie Howard, Hannah Lamont, Jesse Howard, Conrad Julian, Race Meyer, Chad Peru, that's your top 20, Rob Wilson, Mark McDonald, John Klassen, Matt Tillman, Kyle Wilms, Ryan Hooper was in that 333, so he would have to join the back so far, Cody Newelby, Kyle McMillan, William Clausen, Corey LaPointe,
as he still finds himself.
And it looks like we may have lost a race transponder reading here for Jennifer Hatch because she is up a lot further. She's up, kind of up by Kyle McMillan there. But she's showing at the back, so I think we just lost some transponder there, but that's okay. That's why we got timing and scoring in the tower.
That's right. We get the green flag back here. 4 to go for Ververne. Great restart on the inside. He's going to try and pull away, but Fothergill on the outside. Great in the corners. Down the back. We'll see exactly what they can do on the straight. Down the back stretch, side by side, Fothergill into turn 3, able to gain some speed and position. He will get ahead of Ververne, and he's gonna be the new leader. 3 to go that time by. Fothergill able to make good on that restart and take over first. Now here's a battle for second. It is Ververne and Verhoeven, the 19 and the 8 respectively. They're trying to battle each other. Langford making a pass. Rawlings as well on the outside of Sterling Roberts. 2 to go that time by. Langford in 4th. Roberts going to round out the top 5. Right behind him is the 69 of Mitchell Rawlings. There's the battle for second. Ververne and Verhoeven. Fothergill able to get into that first position. He comes out of 4. He'll come across the start-finish line. Brings out the white flag. Brought to you by McCall Racing, built on experience. Down the back one final time. Does Ververne have anything for Fothergill? Fothergill going to try and play some good defense here as they exit turn 3 and into turn 4. Fothergill goes a little high. Ververne going to try and make the charge. Fothergill plays good defense. He'll take the checkered flags. Paul Fothergill, after the restart, able to come away with the feature race win Rounding out the top 5 will be Ververne, Verhoeven, Langford, and Roberts.
Langford able to pick up another position there off that 4 to go. So good on him as well. That was a very interesting end. Justin Culver able to pick up a position, I believe, as well. There was so many people trying to just get one more position there.
Yeah, and it was kind of unlucky for Ververne having to have that restart to let Fothergill do what he does best and just drive this track so well and pick up that victory as we see him pull into victory lane. He'll get the car stopped and get all his equipment off and get out of the car and celebrate yet another feature win here at Delaware Speedway.
Yeah, he's been on fire lately. Lots of time there in victory lane.
There he is, gives the wave of the checkered flag to the fans here. Out of the car he gets. Gets the helmet and everything off. There it is, the helmet and the Hans device off. The headphones out of the ears.
So they just run one-way radios with the tower, able to communicate directly to the drivers.
It grabs the checkered flag, comes around to the front of the car, and we'll send it down to Jordan Maudsley.
That's just fantastic. That was an awesome race with Michael, and he was behind us there on the restart. He's fast, so no, that was fun going through traffic. Car was a little tight now and then, but overall pretty good, so I'm happy with that.
You've driven pretty much everything here. How much fun is it here in the Bone Stocks?
It's a lot of fun. They're relatively cheap to run, easy to fix. You go to Wreckers and buy stuff. But they're just tin. Well, the fiberglass body is plastic. You can't bang them back out, where these you can. So, and the tires are only less than $100 each. So it's really good for that.
Perfect. Who do you want to thank down here?
The guy's here tonight, and Chase isn't here tonight. I'm sure he's watching on TV, but thanks to these guys, and thanks to Penzance Victory Lane and Lift Toyota Material Handlers. I keep forgetting about them. They're our sponsor. But thanks for the crowd. Oh, it is a big crowd as well tonight. That's good. I hope you all had a good race.
Fothergill goes back-to-back here in the Lift-Toe Bone Stocks.
We'll be back. More Delaware Speedway racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet after this.
Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
You're watching Rogers TV.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV. You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
You're watching Rogers.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Delaware Speedway's 2026 merch is live online and ready to go, and it ships fast. Hit up the shop at delawarespeedway.com/shop or click the merchandise link right on the homepage. Stay fresh this season and show some love for your local favorite track. As we get ready for the V8 Stocks feature race, it's again that 21.1 second breakout rule. It can make or break what position you finish in. Kate, let's take us through this 21.1 second rule if we have some new viewers to our broadcast.
So in this class, the only rules are, well, there are some weight rules too, but the major three is you must have fenders, you must have 8 cylinders, and you can't go faster than 21.1 seconds. So if you do so, if you go at 21.8 099. You have to create a stop-and-go penalty on the backstretch by Tech Garage, and then you can rejoin the field. Now, it does make a big difference, especially when we're at full speed. A lot of those guys are losing a lot of track, but also it's really hard to get any position back. And before we even start doubling up here, it looks like the 3 of Mike Howard is headed to the infield.
Yeah, not too sure exactly what.
I think he's trying to get to his pit stall, and the modified driver's trying to get to pit lane in order to get lined up.
We see a member there trying to talking to Mike Howard.
Yeah, I think that's a crew guy for another. Well, it might be for his vehicle, but it looks like he's going to come and try to rejoin the tail end of this field. Mike Howard's had a lot of issues so far this season. Just another guy that's hitting some tough luck, and unfortunately it's part of racing, and it's been a few drivers a little hard at the start of this season, and there's nothing like a good rebound for some of them.
As the lights are off, the Delaware Speedway pace car, 25 laps, the scheduled distance here for the feature in the V8 stocks. It'll be the 97 of Jesse Herzl leading the field to the green flag. The pace car is off the track. They come out of turn 4, look to the flag stand, and double greens are in the air. We're racing here at Delaware Speedway. What a start from the 97 of Herzl, but he slows up, so the outside line has a great opportunity, and that is the 53 of Kara Martin able to pull away. Same with the 58 of Aiden McMillan. McMillan on the outside of Martin, looking to make the pass there. Or that could be the 23. That is the 23 of Ferguson, sorry, that is able to come into first position there and make the pass from Kara Martin. Call around the 7 machine out of turn 1. Can he get going? Or will the caution come out? We're still green, still green, still green. The 7 trying to fire, and that will bring out the yellow flag. And just as the flag comes out, he gets going once again. That's the 7 of Thomas Jeremy. So I do believe we are one lap into this race. We will have to re-rack and stack with Jeff Ferguson in the lead. We got a replay here. Kate, take us through it.
Yeah, so watch towards the bottom of your screen here. Jeremy goes into the corner, tries to check up. That outside lane probably wasn't moving as fast as he thought it was going to be. It was the 73 of Jay Dewar, also painted as the 5, running the number for Jordan Morris tonight, that he tried to stay off the back end of and just went around.
As we get a look at the 7 machine of Thomas Jeremy, he will rejoin at the back of the field. So once we get restarted here, it'll be the 23 of Jeff Ferguson leading the field, followed by the 53 of Kara Martin, the 91 of Cody Coburn, the 07 of Nick Ramsey, and then it'll be the 6 of Will Corey rounding out the top 5 on this restart here.
Then Jesse Herzl, Doug Stewart, Steve Book, Barry Watson, and Aiden McMillan, your top 10. Lights are off the pace car, and we're about to go green.
One official lap complete in this 25-lap feature. Pace car off the track. The car is now out of turn 4, looking to the flag stand. We're back to green flag racing. Ferguson able to get a good jump on the inside. Kara Martin able to get a good jump on the outside and stay relatively close. Cody Coburn on the inside of Kara Martin looking to make the pass. As they are side by side entering turn 3. Ferguson able to pull away. Cody Coburn just a hair in front of Kara Martin across the line there as they enter turn 1, and now they're down the back. Ferguson able to pull away. Kara Martin falling behind. Coburn, Ramsey, and now Doug Stewart entering that fray for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th respectively.
Issues on the 90 machine of David Rockwood. He's heading to the trailer in the pits right now. Tough luck for that team. They have to do a lot of work to be here tonight.
There's the look down the back. Ferguson has a great distance so far, but the 07 of Nick Ramsey trying to make some time up here. Everybody that time by looking pretty good. Down the back. There's Ramsey, Stewart, and Colburn just off the screen, trying that battle for second, third, and fourth. Will Corey in the sixth and fifth. Doug Stewart trying to go to the inside on Ramsey to make the pass. They enter turn one together. Ramsey just ahead. Down the back.
58 of 80 McMillan with a breakout.
And we're going to see Ferguson across the line this time. The top five all still good here. It's that battle for second of Nick Ramsey and Doug Stewart. Doug Stewart on the outside. Ramsey still able, on corner entry, able to just keep his nose just ahead of the blue deuce of Doug Stewart. As they are getting to the rear bumper, Doug Stewart able to make the pass on the outside there, but he breaks out. So Doug Stewart will have to serve that stop and go when he gets word. So there he goes, he'll drop down, serve his stop and go penalty. So that puts Nick Ramsey back in the second, Cody Colburn in third.
McMillan's finally doing his stop and go this time by.
Ferguson still in the lead, but he's now Nick Ramsey making it to pass on the outside down the back, but Ferguson down the straight will keep pace with him. Ramsey on the corner entry and exit, able to pick up a little bit of space. Down the front, Ferguson able to keep close. Coburn right on the rear bumper of Ferguson there. Ramsey on the outside, able to make the pass as they exit turn one and into two down the back. Ramsey has a lead. Ferguson pushing hard on the inside down the back into turn three.
We got some breakouts. We got the 51 of Tom Hughes, the 52 of Randy Martin, and the 7 of Thomas Jeremy.
That time by, we have 15 to go. Nick Ramsey and leading Colburn able to make the pass on Ferguson as well. And then here comes the 45 of Barry Watson, as well as the 73 of Jay Dewar. They are also making their way fast through. There's the three cars all in a row, serving their stop and go penalties. As we see Ramsey and Colburn 1 and 2 respectively. Ramsey about a 5 to 6 car length lead over Colburn. Exiting turn 3 and into 4. Down the front, halfway through are the V8 stocks here at Delaware Speedway on a Friday night.
Doug Stewart with another breakout, that time by.
Barry Watson charging through the field. There's the Doug Stewart machine serving a stop and go penalty. As we see Nick Ramsey able to come by the line, lead yet another lap. And there's some little bit of contact in the rear bumper from Barry Watson to Cody Colburn, as that's a battle for second. Barry Watson on the inside. Cody Colburn able to play some defense and shut the door momentarily.
Yeah, Barry Watson trying to keep the nose of his Nova clean, but Cody Colburn trying to set a block there, and it was almost detrimental to both of them, not just one.
Has a little bit of lap traffic here in the 9 machine. The leaders will get around that lap traffic. Barry Watson really heavily on the back bumper of Cody Colburn in the 91. Coming back also is Jeff Ferguson in that 23. He's trying to put himself back in contention here for a podium finish. Nick Ramsey able to maintain that speed and stay consistent around the track. It's 9 to go that time by. Down the back, Nick Ramsey, about a 6 to 7 car length lead. Colburn playing again some defense. Barry Watson trying his best to make a pass. Here they go into turn 1. Is this where Barry Watson tries it? Not quite yet, as Cody Colburn says no and plays defense and shuts the door. Down the back, single file are the front 4, and the 73 of Jay Dewar also in the top 5. Single file there. 7 to go that time by.
Cody Colburn getting close to the breakout there, but the 52 did break out. He did a stop and go just now as the leaders are coming to go past him.
There's Barry Watson on the outside now, into turn, out of 3 and into 4. Cody Colburn, a little bit of contact, able to keep it straight. Across the line, 6 to go. Everybody's looking pretty good timing-wise here, as there's a little bit of lap traffic for the leaders that they're going to have to maneuver here late in this feature race. As Nick Ramsey is coming up on the 52 of Randy Martin. Cody Colburn trying his hardest to go on the outside. He gets right up to the rear bumper of Nick Ramsey. Same with Barry Watson. Single file, bumper to bumper are the front 3. Watson tries to go on the outside, but checks up just in time as Cody Colburn again shutting the door. 4 to go that time by. Nick Ramsey still able to run consistent laps, able to maintain his lead as they, again, still have that lap traffic just in front of them. You see the top 3. Single file, bumper to bumper here, late in this race. Cody Colburn on the outside, looking to make a pass.
And he breaks out. Barry Watson breaks out.
So that will put Nick Ramsey into a pretty decent spot here, as Nick Ramsey out of 3 and into 4. He'll cross the line. It's 2 to go that time by. We'll see if Barry Watson and Cody Colburn serve their stop and goes. This time down the back. Yes, they will. Same with the 52 of Martin. So now that puts Ferguson in second place. Does he have something to take Nick Ramsey as they cross the line? That is the white flag, brought to you by McCall Racing, built on experience. Down the back one final time here in the feature race of the V8 stocks. Ferguson gonna do whatever he can to give fits to Nick Ramsey, but it does not look like Ferguson will have enough. The checker's in the air. Nick Ramsey, feature race winner in the V8 stocks. My goodness, what a race from Nick Ramsey.
Yeah, also a really good points night for Jordan Morris with Jay Dewar in that machine. Steve Book, Kara Martin round out your top 5. Will Corey, Mike Howard, Barry Watson, Doug Stewart, Cody Colburn, your top 10.
As we get Nick Ramsey coming around, he'll park his 07 machine in victory lane here at the half mile. And man, some great feature racing so far here at the half mile, Kate.
Yeah, that got exciting with all the breakouts, and that really shook up the field. Barry Watson driving Cody Colburn very, very clean. When he was shutting the door, that could have been catastrophe. So that's what you get from such a veteran driver like Barry Watson.
And we wait for Nick to get out of his vehicle. He's talking with his crew there. Gonna get a drink of Gatorade to try and replenish some of those electrolytes, because I'm sure it is hotter than hot in that cockpit of the machine, especially driving around 25 laps.
Yeah, remember, he's also still nursing an injury, so once he gets out of this car, I'm sure he's going to get a crew member to drive it back.
Yeah, that's what happened to him, I believe, last week when he put it in victory lane as well. As we see him tap the hood of the car, give the wave of the checkered flag, hop out, and get his other piece of machinery that he is driving here at the half mile, giving some props to his crew as he makes his way around the front of the car. And we'll send it down to Jordan Maudsley.
Yeah, of course, winning back-to-back is always pretty cool, especially when these guys make it that tough. But we got pretty lucky on that initial start and gained a bunch of spots, and I think that helped a ton.
How cool is this V8 class?
Hey, it started as a love-hate relationship. We're kind of getting used to it, and it's definitely a lot more fun when we park it here in Pennzoil Victory Lane.
Slowly becoming love, eh?
It is.
And who do you want to thank here?
Well, first and foremost, I got to thank my whole crew here that's been thrashing away on that super stock all night. APC Auto Parts, Radar Auto Parts, Brandy Point Service, Robson Scrap Metal, Telesign, Mitchell Cycle.
Nick Ramsey back-to-back down here in Pennzoil.
We'll be back. More Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Collins Chevrolet after this.
Ray Collins Chevrolet. Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Collins Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
Family owned for over 60 years, McCall Racing has helped shape Canadian short track racing. Custom built chassis, expert repairs, in-house parts, and unmatched support. Our legacy is built where it matters most, on the track. McCall Racing, built on experience. Bring the family to Pizza Hut's all-you-can-eat buffet. Fresh pizzas, pasta, and salads, something for everyone. Great taste, great time, all in one place. Pizza Hut, where family meals are unforgettable.
Check it out. Now, more Ontarians qualify for the Ontario Electricity Support Program. You could get a monthly on-bill credit of $35 or more. Apply at oesp.ca.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Collins Chevrolet.
Do you love watching Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV? Or do you like watching London Knights hockey on Rogers TV? Be a part of the action. Come work behind the scenes, and we're recruiting dedicated volunteers to join our production crew. Apply online at rogerstv.com/volunteer.
Yes, we are just waiting for the 07 Nick Ramsey machine to leave Victory Lane. We're getting ready for the open-wheeled modifieds feature race. Kate, take us through kind of what we've been seeing so far through 2 feature races and what we could expect through this open-wheeled modified feature race coming up.
Everybody's trying to win on the Great Canadian Weekend, they call it here at Delaware Speedway, and doing whatever it takes to get there. But these open-wheel modifieds, it should be a great race. I'm interested to see kind of how this field does roll off. Steve Macau looks like he's kind of mid-pack, but he's got some big contenders there with him in Marshall Shrank. I think it's just going to be all about who gets to the front the fastest here, because there was a couple other guys that were running really well through heat race contention. So if they can get up to the front and get kind of that gap happening for them, I think it's going to benefit in their favor. But Steve Macau is definitely going to try and work his magic to get into victory lane. But we heard from Marshall Shrank too, and that's his goal. So which one of the two are we going to see, or is it going to be somebody else?
That's right. As we have the cars come by the start-finish line, the lineup is the 5 of David Mathers and then the 45 of Eric McLean. In row 2, it's the 12 of Adam Evison and the 88 of Ryan Dick. And in row 3, it'll be the 69 of Wally Wilson and the in the 4 of Steve Macau. And then in row 4, it'll be the 22 of Marshall Shrank and the 21 of Dale Reinhardt. And rounding out the field in row 5, it'll be the 39 of Brian Batty and the 2 of Dylan Penny. And we'll see exactly what happens here.
It's that 51 of Reinhardt that really gave Macau a good run there in the heat race. So interested to see how he makes his way through this field. He's running on those fresh tires, as Steve talked about. Being as he doesn't run here every week, he was able to put on some fresh tires, and that is going to make a difference come kind of grip and the long run here. But at least he's starting behind Steve Macau. That'll give him a little bit of time, but he's only a row behind, so not a big gap. But yeah, that 51 machine's been running real fast here tonight as well.
as we are still under caution here. It is looking like the white flag will be thrown to say one more lap under caution speed, this time by the line for the open-wheeled modified division here at Delaware Speedway. There it is, the double up here, and white flag is in the air. So the lights come off the pace car here at Delaware Speedway. Cars are doubled up. As mentioned, it'll be the 5 of David Mathers leading the field to the green flag as they go down the back. And on the outside is the 45 of Eric McLean as they are doubled up down the back. The pace car will leave as they exit turn 3. There's the pace car dipping down into the pits. And the car's out of 4, looking to the flag stand. Double green in the air, we're racing. And Mathers has a jump like nobody else. And that is a great start for Mathers there as he's jumping out to a good, healthy lead. The 45 of Eric McLean maintains second. There's a battle there between the 12 and the 88. The 88 on the outside of the 45 trying to pick up a spot in second. Some contact. There's some sparks flying as well as they bunch up here in the middle of the pack. Almost 3 wide there as Marshall Shrank and Steve Macau are going to have a battle. It's Marshall Shrank in the 22 doing some yeoman's work on the outside line, trying to make some positions up real quick.
Yeah, the 51 of Reinhardt making quick work, trying to get a gap between them so that he can get to the front. Steve Macau just stuck behind some traffic. Marshall Shrank going to work on the 3rd place car.
That's right, it's Mathers still in the lead, but no, it's Dale Reinhardt out of 2 down the back, pulling into the lead. And now it's Marshall Shrank. He's trying to get his nose in there as well, as he's now in behind of Mathers. He's going to try to go to the outside. Mathers goes up a bit high to play some defense. As they're in and out of turn 1 and into turn 2 down the back. There's Shrank and Mathers. That's the battle for second. Down the back. Inside goes Shrank into turn 3. And he's able to make the pass. He'll gain a position as he'll come to second. Steve Macau working on the inside of Mathers as well, entering turn 1. And he's able to make the pass. He'll pick up 3rd spot there. Mathers falling a bit behind here as the top 3, and we see the 39 of Batty and the 88 of Dick as well in the battle. They're trying to pick up on Mathers as well.
Yeah, definitely not shocked to see Reinhardt, Shrank, and Macau after those heat races being 1, 2, 3 so far. They'll just have to see if anybody's able to track the others down and make some moves.
There's Batty and Dick. That's 5th and 6th respectively, but they're right on Mathers trying to make that pass. Batty on the inside. It's Dick stuck in behind Mathers right now. Batty and Mathers in a battle side by side. Batty on the inside, able to pass him down the back. And Dick in the 88 following suit here as they enter turn 3. And the 12 gonna follow suit as well on the inside and behind Dick, but Mathers able to stay ahead of him for the moment.
Yeah, some of those sparks that you do see are the chassis hitting the bump stops. We got a car around on the backstretch.
That is the 12 of Adam Everson. That'll bring out the yellow flag, and that's going to bunch up the leaders here on the restart as we see the 12 of Everson able to back up, see if he'll be able to get turned around on his own power. It looks like he will. We got a replay, Kate. Let's take it through it.
Yeah, keep an eye here on the 12 machine right side of your screen. Goes to come off the corner and just kind of locks it up. I'm not really sure if there was a lot of contact there with the outside car. Like I said, these are open wheel modifieds, so a little bit of contact is going to be way different in these vehicles than when we see a car with fenders, because there's a little bit more body to take the brunt. This is just tire to tire. If they do touch, sometimes you'll get that rub rail there that you see on the side.
That looks like a flat left rear.
Yeah, the 12 going to his trailer.
I think there's a flat tire on this machine, so watch the left rear tire. think it just went flat. Maybe not, because he's already on his way back. He was getting it checked, but yeah, that tire looks fine once he comes around.
There he is, and
went for a double check.
Yeah, always good to double check, make sure, have somebody else outside the car take a look and be like, no, it's fine. So he's able to rejoin the field at the back. As
that was not what Reinhardt wanted.
No, Reinhardt had a very healthy lead, but now he's going to have to deal with the ever so fast 22 of Marshall Shrank on his outside on this restart. But then don't look too fast. It's Steve Macau and Brian Batty who have been racing really fast here tonight in row 2. So there's a lot of people in contention within the top about 5 or 6. Able to possibly do some damage on a restart here. The white flag is in the air. We got 1 lap to go under pace speed. The lights are off the pace car.
Like I was saying right before that caution came out, if you see some sparks, sometimes it's just going to be the bump stops and a little bit of the chassis hitting the track and just making a little bit of contact. It's not sparks coming from them hitting or anything like that. It's just the bottom of the car. These just ride a little bit lower, and it's just touching the edge of the track.
We get a look at the leaders. It'll be the 51 of Dale Reinhardt leading the field to the green flag. The pace car is off the track. The field coming out of 3 and into 4. And out of 4, they'll look to the flag stand. And the green flag is flying once again. We're back to feature racing here in the open wheel modifieds. And side by side is Shrank and Reinhardt. Shrank on the outside, down the back. They're still door to door. Shrank trying to pull away on the outside as they enter turn 3. A little bit of contact midfield. Everybody able to stay straight. Reinhardt able to keep the lead that time by the stripe. They'll go single file. Reinhardt, Shrank, Macau, the top 3, pulling away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if Marshall Shrank's able to make a go at Reinhardt here. Reinhardt's been so strong through this race. It doesn't hurt that he's got some fresh rubber on those on that machine, and that's what Macau was saying in his interview. That was really going to be possibly the difference. But again, they're running 1, 2, 3, and that's what we expected to see. Just not sure which order we were going to see it.
That's right, as we see the battle there. Macau and Shrank battling for second as Reinhardt has the lead. There it is on your screen. Shrank in the 22, Macau in the 4. Shrank sitting second, Macau in third. Macau looking to the inside. Will decide to go single file across the stripe. 13 to go that time by halfway through this feature race. Reinhardt able to stay strong after that restart, as he's able to distance himself from Shrank and Macau. It's now 12 to go. Are we going to see anything from Shrank and Macau here, Kate, that might give Reinhardt some trouble?
It all depends if they can get a good long run here hooked up and match his lap times or be faster. So far, Macau's lap times are kind of consistent with Reinhardt's. Shrank is getting there, but if those two can hook up and do something together in order to catch him, but it just seems like that gap is just growing just a little bit each lap.
As we see those sparks you mentioned, Kate, as Macau comes in and out of turns 3 and 4 across the line. It's 10 to go that time by. Reinhardt very steady and consistent here at the front of the pack. There's the race for second. Once again, Marshall Shrank and Steve Macau. Macau trying to give something to Shrank here. Caution on the speedway. It looks the car around there. Again, the 12 of Adam Iveson around. Looks like turn just
right
out the back stretch there. As we got a replay, Kate.
Yeah, so here's the 12 of Iveson. Just comes out of turn 2, tries to save it, and around he goes. So just fighting the handling, it seems like, in 1 and 2, specifically coming out of 2. in that 12 machine.
So what, I see some stuff kind of spurting out of the front of his car there. Is that, do you know what that might be as he's driving into the pits there?
Probably would have been helpful if I saw it. But he's going to take that to the pits. They're going to take a look.
As there's some fluid on the track, so the safety crew out there putting that speed dry down.
They are setting up a beach.
So wondering if the fluid is the reason that he just lost it coming down the back stretch. Let's take a look here.
As he goes around, as you mentioned, Kate, kind of just
he's just
sawing
on the wheel there because he's real loose.
He started to step out.
And wondering if it's just.
And then there's the little bit of.
Oh, that's just when you have a little extra overheating. So that's just normally water from the rad.
Yeah, so that's what I saw. That's the question I was asking. But it looks like they're getting the double up signal here from the flag stand. So this restart again. We had Reinhardt on the last restart able to have a very strong jump out of turn 4 once the green flag was in the air. Again, a battle with Marshall Shrank, who's able to. He was fast, as you mentioned. Macau's been fast. This division has been fast throughout the night. Do you think Reinhardt has it in him again to have a good restart? What do you think we might see on this one?
I think with new tires, I think he has the car to beat at this moment.
So if you're going to get the one to go out the line this time by.
Shrank's such a good driver at this track, so is Macau. But I don't know if it's just the difference in having 4 new tires that is just giving him the extra grip and a little bit more jump off those starts. Because when they get going, times are pretty consistent, especially with their fastest lap times. So
far tonight,
it's 10 laps to the finish. Whether or not they're going to be able to catch him, I'm not sure. I think Reinhardt right now has the car to beat.
As the lights are off the pace car, they're down the back. They'll enter turn 3. The pace car will dip off the track. It'll be Reinhardt leading the field out of turn 4, down the front, looking to the flag stand. The green flag is back in the air. We're back racing. 10 laps to go here in the open wheel modified feature race on a Friday night. Shrank on the outside. He's going to try and make that pass down the back. He is able to get a nose ahead of Reinhardt there, keeping that nose ahead of him as they exit turn 3, but Reinhardt able to pick up some speed and positioning out of turn 4. They're going to stay side by side entering 1 and 2.
It was Shrank at the line that time by, but I think Reinhardt's battling back on the inside very, very well.
That's right. Now it's Reinhardt with a nose ahead of Shrank on the inside. And it'll be Reinhardt once again back in the lead. Shrank dropping right back down to second. Macau in third as we see the battle there for second and third. Down the back, Brian Batty in the 39 trying to put his name in the conversation as well, as he's right in behind Steve Macau in fourth. There it is, the battle for second. Shrank and Macau, veterans of this half mile. But as mentioned, Reinhardt, those fresh tires, able to make use of them and jump out to a pretty sizable lead here. It's now 6 to go this time by the stripe, and that was Reinhardt's fastest lap across the stripe.
Yeah, Brian Batty's definitely trying to get his name up in there as well, running in the 4th position, but trying to give a mirror-full to Steve Macau. Batty's having a great run too.
5 to go, that time by Reinhardt, able to maintain his lead. There's the battle for second. We see on our screen, Shrank in the 22, Macau in the 4. Just off the screen, you'll see the nose. There he is, the 39 of Brian Batty, trying to give Macau fits. 4 to go that time by. As we get on our screen, Macau and Batty. That's the battle for third and fourth, respectively. Macau currently in third position, Batty in fourth. 3 to go that time by Reinhardt. Staying consistent, staying steady, and able to maintain his lead as they go down the back once more. Out of 4, Reinhardt gonna pass the strike. 2 to go in this feature race for the open wheel modified division here at Delaware Speedway. Down the back is the leader, Reinhardt. There you see it, about a 5 to 6 car length lead. Shrank will have 1 lap to try and give Reinhardt the trouble. 1 to go. White flag brought to you by Macau Racing, built on experience. There's your leader, Dale Reinhardt, down the back into 3 one final time. Out of 3 and then out of 4 down the front stretch. Double checkers in the air. Reinhardt with the victory. Shrank, Macau, Batty, and Mathers rounding out your top 5.
Yeah, that ends Ryan Dick, Eric McLean, Wally Wilson, Dylan Penny, and Adam Evenson at his trailer after the 2 spins there and a little bit of fluid. So the 51 of Dale Reinhardt probably running here tomorrow. As we mentioned, there's the APC late models, Dayco, and there's also the modifieds here as well. So Reinhardt will be seeing if he can park it there again tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's obviously some good practice, so to speak, to get some 25 laps in here and put it into victory lane. As mentioned, he's going to be here tomorrow with some of the traveling series that makes their way around southwestern Ontario.
Yeah, and we're not here on Rogers TV tomorrow, but definitely if you are looking to catch the action live, make sure that you go to DelawareSpeedway.com to pick up all of your tickets.
That is right, as we wait for Reinhardt to exit the cockpit of his machine. We will momentarily go trackside as we have gone through 3 of the 4 feature races. We have the Super Stocks finishing out the night. Kate, what is that going to look like as we have quite the field of Super Stocks here tonight?
Everybody's looking super racy and wanting to get to the front, so we will chat a little bit more about the Super Stocks in a minute, though.
As we see Reinhardt go around, getting the wave to the front of his car. And we'll send it down to Jordan Maudsley. Good evening.
Yeah, we were hoping there was going to be no cautions at the end, but it definitely made it interesting. Marshall did a hell of a job beside me on the restarts. He did a very good job keeping me honest for sure. And it's a great spot here. I mean, the track's always super fast, and you can get good side-by-side racing, which is a blast, right? You don't get that everywhere in Ontario. Yeah.
Who do you want to thank down here?
I got to thank my parents, my fiance for giving me the time to do this. We're getting married this year, so time's kind of limited this year, but SGR Plumbing, Robville Farms, Scott Reinhardt Trailers, Bray Motors, and my crew, Kevin, Dave, my dad, Ron's here with us, so just thanks to everybody.
Yeah, Reinhardt brings home the feature down here in the Delaware.
We'll be back. More Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet after this.
Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
Vector offers recovery and performance programs to improve your quality of life. Their active therapy approach helps with pain, mobility, and strength. Located in London, Ontario, they focus on personalized care to support your wellness journey. At The Hearing Place, we transform lives with personalized hearing care. Our exceptional audiology services and tailored treatment plans empower your journey to better hearing, ensuring compassionate support and solutions designed uniquely for you.
McCall Racing fuels the motorsports community with performance parts for circle track, dirt track, open wheel, drag racing, customs, and hot rods. Whether you're turning laps, wrenching in the pits, or just getting started, McCall Racing built.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Collins Chevrolet. We are through 3 of the 4 features. We get the look at the super stocks as they come onto the track, and we'll scrub the tires, get some heat back into them as they have sat for a little bit of time after their heat races. As we talked a little bit before the break, what are you looking for out of this field? It's stock full of great drivers and some drivers that are going to look to potentially get to the front of the field depending on where they are.
Yeah, well, everybody's looking for that top spot. They always are. Some are trying to shake their cars down for tomorrow and might play it a little bit more conservative. Both Culvers taking those heat races. They'll be starting near the front. It'll be a very interesting race. You've got Brody Rickwood on the pole, and then Lucas Orr, Sean Chenoweth, Gary Adrianson's in the 77. Mason Culver, heat race winner number 2. Trevor Culver, heat race winner number 1. Jay Cox, Ethan Orr, Ryan Dyson, Nick Ramsey, Connor Van Steezel, Brendan Patrick, Ryan Bright, Dave McCullough, Chuck Menzie, Cody Wilds, and we've got Brendan Edgar and Pete Vanderwist Jr. So there's 18 super stocks out there. The 7 machine was definitely very conservative in the heat race, making sure not to get involved. They're going to run tomorrow and trying to shake down this race car. But we have seen that before from this team, and if there's a contention for a win, they're going to go for it if they're in that spot.
That's right, and we get to see, there's some a little bit of debris. The safety crew is picking up off the track, but we do get to see the Culvers in the same row beside each other to start this race. And you mentioned they're cousins, I believe, Trevor and Mason?
Yes. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see some family on the track together, especially starting side by side. We're just waiting for the double up sign here. I believe it has happened as they start doubling up. The lights are off, the white flag is in the air. So next time across the line will be green flag racing here in the super stocks. 35 laps the scheduled distance in this feature here Friday night. What a gorgeous head it's been here at Delaware Speedway. Finally the summer weather starting to creep in, and we're able to enjoy ourselves top of the tower, and we're not too hot and we're not too cold.
Yeah, it definitely did cool off once the sun went down, but perfect racing conditions. These drivers are all set and ready to go, and the pace car is about to leave the track.
There it is. The pace car is off the track. It'll be the 83 of Brody Rickwood leading the field out of turn 4. Looking to the flag stand. The green flags are in the air. We're racing here. 35 laps, the super stock division, as Rickwood gets a good jump off the start. The 89C of Chenoweth able to pick up a spot on Lucas Orr, as Mason Culver on the inside trying to pick up a spot as well. The 77, that is Gary Adrianson. That is some tight racing as they went across the line. We do have a caution on the speedway. And the car just
I think it's
right there.
Menzie.
Yeah, the 5, Chuck Menzie, just kind of got a little bit sideways, able to get it back fired up under his own steam there. So he'll probably rejoin the field at the back, being the cause of that, the incident.
Yeah, started second last on this field, so we'll have to see. if anybody opts to stay behind. So that'll be the next part of the equation.
Sounds like a complete restart coming up. 14, we forgot him.
And we're going to go no laps completed. Complete restart.
As we see the scoreboard here down the backstretch go back to 35 laps remaining. As you mentioned, Kate, no official lap in the books, so complete restart. It'll be 83 of Brody Rickwood leading the charge. The 56 of Lucas Orr comes back on the outside of row 1, and then it would be the 89C of Sean Chenoweth, and then the 77 of Gary Adrianson. Adrianson, as mentioned, running Darrow Lake's machine for him today. And then it's the 20 of Mason Culver and the 1 of Trevor Culver in row 3. Jay Cox and Ethan Orr in row 4. And then in row 5, it'll be Ryan Dyson and Nick Ramsey. That's the top 10 of the field so far in the Super Stocks.
Yeah, and everybody's running super tight right now. Everybody was so jam-packed that there was no wiggle room. Good on Jay Cox, kind of led off as Adrianson kind of got shot down to the inside groove right on the front stretch. So
we are still...
Yeah, we're waiting for the 77 and the 20 to flip here.
There we get the look there. Adrianson picks up where he needs to be in the order. Still have the yellow flag in the air under caution. Complete restart here. No official laps have been completed in the Super Stock feature here on a Friday night at Delaware Speedway. As mentioned, a lot of these cars are going to be here tomorrow as the Dayco series runs, the traveling series. It's, as mentioned, if we won't have it for you on Rogers TV, but if you're able to get out to the track and watch the traveling series, it is a spectacle to watch. I love watching it when we can, and it's something that fans should and will enjoy if they're able to get out and watch it live. As the field is doubling up here, we're waiting for Pete Vanderwich Jr. to get back into the field here. So it'll be yet another lap under caution speed with the lights still flashing.
Yeah, I saw Brendan Edgar go in to get a little bit of an adjustment as well. So we'll see if he returns to the track.
Just have a quick look to see if Brendan can continue.
Also, the APC late models will be here as well. They'll be running a big race here tomorrow.
As mentioned, DelawareSpeedway.com is where you can find all the information on tickets, event timing, and everything like that. So be sure to check out DelawareSpeedway.com for all your information. It looks like we're going to get the white flag this time by. So the lights will flip off the pace car here at Delaware Speedway, and it'll be feature racing here for the Super Stocks, this time out of turn 4. Again, it'll be the 83 of Brody Rickwood that'll lead the field out of turn 4 to the flag stand looking for that green flag.
And I think from here I can see the hood up on the 4 machine. I don't suspect that he will make it back out before we go green. But again, I think just here testing today.
So here we go. Pace car dips off the track. The field entering turn 4. They're coming out of turn 4, looking to the flag stand. Double greens in the air. We're racing here. Super Stocks, 35 laps, and Brody Rickwood has a great start. Chenoweth on the inside of Lucas Orr, rather, trying to gain a spot. But Lucas Orr on the outside, able to maintain it. Culver is on the outside of Gary Adrianson in that 77 machine. As they're still bunched up 2 by 2 into the field. We are now 1 lap complete here at the half mile. Chenoweth able to pull in the 2nd spot. He's on the rear bumper of Brody Rickwood. Gary Adrianson sitting in 3rd in that 77 machine. To the line, Chenoweth able to have some inside positioning on the leader into turn 1. Out of turn 1 and into 2 down the back. Rickwood getting caught on the high side. Chenoweth and Adrianson go following suit past Rickwood, and they'll follow single file. Across the line, Chenoweth will lead that lap as Gary Andrianson is now battling Chenoweth for first spot, but Rickwood isn't going away there. He's trying to keep himself in that battle as well. And behind Rickwood, it's the battle of Culvers. Mason in the 20, Trevor in the 1. Trevor trying to get on to the inside of the 20. But can't, so he'll have to stay single file. It is door to door. Adrianson going to the inside, down the back, able to pass Chenoweth. He's in the lead down the back. Adrianson into turn 3.
One of Trevor Culver was able to get to the inside of the 20 of Mason Culver, and the one machine's going to go to work on the 83 of Brody Rickwood.
Adrianson able to lead that lap. There we see the battle you were just talking about, Kate. The one of Trevor Culver, the 83 of Rickwood. Culver on the inside. Mason Culver trying to follow his cousin through there, but the door gets shut rather quickly by Rickwood for now. There's some contact. Dyson in on the rear bumper of Mason Culver. Nick Ramsey as well in that battle. As the middle of the field is racing hard to try and pick up the positions here on the track.
Yeah, everybody running bumper to bumper here, trying to make it work. Trevor Culver's to the inside of Sean Chenoweth for the second position up front. And there you see, there it is there. Culver goes to the inside, he gets it at the line. Right now, Trevor Culver lists in the second position. He's able to complete the pass coming up at 2.
Down the back, there's Trevor Culver. In the 1 machine, the 89C of Sean Chenoweth in 3rd. There's the gap. Gary Adrianson doesn't look like the rust is on him at all. He's still able to drive that race car really fast as he's racing on 77, which is usually Darrell Lake. But there we have another look at the battle between Mason Culver and Ryan Dyson down the back. That is for 5th and 6th respectively. Dyson trying to get to the inside of Mason Culver there. Nick Ramsey also has his nose in that battle. But they elect to go back to single file for the moment. As they're down the back, Ryan Dyson looks to get to the inside. He tries to drop down as they enter turn 3. He does go to the inside. Mason drifts a little higher out of turn 4, but able to keep his position for now. Ryan Dyson gets into turn 1, able to get position. Nick Ramsey trying to follow Dyson through on the inside line. Past Mason Culver. Dyson is able to get past him into turn 3. Ramsey as well. Number 56 of Lucas Orr trying to follow suit down on the inside line.
Gary Adrianson that time by. Got a little loose coming out of 4, and Trevor Culver able to cut down the gap just a little bit.
Mason Culver getting stuck on that high side, and the train is definitely benefiting from that, as a lot of vehicles have been able to make the pass. There we see the leaders, Gary Adrianson with about a 5 to 6 car length lead over Trevor Culver, but Culver trying to close that distance in and out of turns 3 and 4, but down the front, Gary Adrianson able to pick up lots of speed.
Adrianson's having his normal laps and some good laps, not getting loose, staying relaxed and driving the 77. He's able to keep the gap the same, but if he slides up into a little bit of issue, Culver's been able to tick away a 10th, and there he goes again. Culver ticks another 10th off that gap, so it's been a 10th by 10th here, watching that gap disappear. Adrianson's got to keep just driving it if he wants to end it up in victory lane.
That's right, still quite a bit of time left. This time by, it's 19 to go in the Super Stock feature here on a Friday night at Delaware Speedway. Adrianson down the back. Trevor Culver right in there behind him. Culver able to close the gap on corner entry and keep it with corner exit. But Gary Adrianson having that better straightaway speed. But again, like you mentioned, Kate, if Culver just takes a 10 1/10 of a second off every time. That gap's going to be shorter and shorter as this race goes further and further along.
When I started watching the gap, it was about 1 second. Now we're down to half a second. So that should tell you something. It's going to be even less this time by. I can tell by track position, and it's gone down to 3/10.
Culver able to maneuver lap traffic there as he's trying just again keep picking away at that gap. Gary Adrianson has been able to sustain, but again, Trevor Culver having that car on rails here, looking real racy tonight.
Yeah, Gary Adrianson also doing a great job. He's had so many years of this track. He's got a little bit of a veteran status over Trevor Culver. Not so much in the super stocks, but in laps altogether. So he may just be doing enough just to keep those tires and not drive them until he's going to need them later on in this race. So he might just try to keep that lead, keep a little bit of that gap, and just keep going lap after lap, making sure that he's not using up all the race car.
As we go, it's 14 to go that time by. Trevor Culver now closer and closer to that rear bumper of Gary Adrianson down the back. Trevor Culver has done great work to charge. He's looking for that inside line, just trying to pick the proper moment to make that dive on the inside.
Yeah, that car's hooked up so well on the inside of 3 and 4 that he just gets such a good run and down in that corner. That's really where he's making up some of his time. So Gary trying to adapt to take that away and make his race car just a little bit better than Culver's in order to withstand this race.
That's right. A little bit of defense now Gary Adrianson has to play as Trevor Culver is right in the rearview mirror. There's the dive to the inside into turn 3. Culver trying to make the move, but just eases up just a bit. Gary Adrianson still maintaining the lead, but Trevor Culver, he's looking at it, trying to dive to that inside. That move he likes to do, time in and time out.
Yeah, there's still like 10 laps in the books. There's 11 right now. This time by will be 10. But there's lots of time to try and make that move. But you don't want to wait too late that you don't have a couple laps to try and make it happen.
That's right. Now Culver and Adrianson maneuvering some lap traffic. They'll go to the high side of the lap traffic, down the back and into 3. Out of turn 4, across the stripe. 9 to go that time by. 0.3 of a second is the gap between Adrianson and Culver right now, but some lap traffic will be coming up. Culver sticking right to that rear bumper of Adrianson across the line. 8 to go.
Yeah, that gap just shrunk to 0.174, so almost 2/10. So like I said, that gap just keeps shrinking a little bit at a time. So Gary's really got to get in this gas and get going if he wants to keep Trevor Culver in his rearview mirror.
7 to go that time by. Adrianson playing some defense as Trevor Culver is picking away, trying to make that gap less and less. Culver has done a great job getting to where he has right now. Waiting and waiting to see when that move will happen, but they're coming up to some lap traffic down low. Some lap traffic up high and low. They're going to have to maneuver that. Adrianson and Culver do a great job maneuvering that lap traffic. The 03 was up high, the 5 was down low, so they had to take that middle lane and get through it. Both of them,
That was almost as stressful as King of the Hill last week.
King of the Hill was very stressful last week, my goodness. But here we go, it's 5 to go. Down the back, into turn 3 are the leaders. Again, some lap traffic they're going to have to maneuver. That's the 39.
39 of David McCullough.
Adrianson, don't know if he's going to try. Adrianson gets a little loose. Culver to the inside. Is that the door? But McCullough almost setting a pick on Culver there. He's driving in the middle lane. Adrianson getting help from McCullough, maybe inadvertently. go back into single file.
Yeah, that wasn't even on purpose. That was just Gary Adrianson definitely taking that line on the outside, making sure that Culver had to get down there, and hopefully that the lap traffic made a difference. It did. Very smart move by Gary Adrianson.
2 to go in what has been an absolute epic race at the front from Adrianson and Culver. Does Culver have what it takes in the final lap in a bit to get to victory lane? He's right on the rear bumper.
A little bump got him a little bit loose.
That's the white flag brought to you by McCall Racing, built on experience. Adrianson able to keep it straight. Little contact there. Culver, contact again. Adrianson keeping it straight. 3 out of 4 down the straightaway. Adrianson takes home the feature race win, followed by Trevor Culver, Ryan Dyson, Nick Ramsey, Ethan Orr, rounding out your top 5.
Wow, what a race. Adrianson keeping it straight, even with contact. Culver and Adrianson making it entertaining for us there at the finish, or stressful, depends on how you want to look at it.
Yeah, especially with Adrianson driving a car that's not his. He's in there driving it for another racer, so he wants to keep that car in one piece as much as possible. He does a great job racing with Culver there. As we see him come down the front stretch, we have some replays. Kate, let's take it through.
Yeah, so this is coming out of turn 2, and there's just a little bit of contact there. He loose, and then going into turn 3, loose again, and they both kind of have to saw on the wheel, keep that straight, and keep going to the start-finish line. Great save by both drivers.
And that's just great racing between two great racers in Adrianson and Culver. Culver trying to make that pass. I don't think there's any ill will between the two of them, in my opinion. But like you said, Adrianson able to keep that car straight and take home the victory.
Yeah, I think all I can say is Gary Adrianson is in victory lane. Darrell Lake, if you are watching, I hope you are having a great time at that wedding and are not having a mild heart attack for that last lap, because your car's in victory lane.
That's right, as we see Adrianson taking off his helmet. Hans Weiss getting a bottle of water in there, try to hydrate just a little bit. The earplugs and the headset come out, hopping out of the car, dropping his bottle of water. There he is, Gary Adrianson hopping out of the 77 machine, gives the roof a bit of a tap, sprinkling the water. Doesn't need a drink, he just wants to spray it all over his crew as he gives a big hug.
That's Matt Lake, that's Darrell Lake's dad, so.
Yeah, gives hugs and congratulations to the Lake crew. Does a great job there. As he's there, we'll send it down to Jordan Maudsley.
Said to my wife, we came out here Monday night for practice and to knock some dust off this old guy, and I think I might have made a mistake. She's like, what'd you do? I said, I really miss it.
Sorry?
Yeah, I mean, we worked on this car, didn't make much adjustments. It was good. We loosened it up just we knew it was going to tighten up over the night. And I'm so pumped that Darrell had something better to do than do this on a Friday night for whatever silly reason. But I can't thank Matt enough for putting me in this thing. This London Drive System car is just a rocket tonight.
Any chance we see you back in another one this season?
I don't know. I mean, car's undefeated so far this year. So I don't know. Matt's the owner, but he's got a son, you know.
Who do you want to thank down here?
Matt Lake, London Drive Systems, everybody that helps out. These guys, they still came out. Darrell's crew, a couple of my old crew members came out, and my wife.
Gary Adrianson caps off an incredible evening of racing.
We'll be back. More Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet after this.
Check it out. Now, more Ontarians qualify for the Ontario Electricity Support Program. you could get a monthly on-bill credit of $35 or more. Apply at oesp.ca.
At the Hearing Place, we transform lives with personalized hearing care. Our exceptional audiology services and tailored treatment plans empower your journey to better hearing, ensuring compassionate support and solutions designed uniquely for you.
McCall Racing fuels the motorsports community with performance parts for circle track, dirt track, open wheel, drag racing, customs, and hot rods. Whether you're turning laps, wrenching in the pits, or just getting started, McCall Racing, built on experience.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Collins Chevrolet. What a night of racing we had. 4 divisions, 4 great feature races. Give us a little bit of thoughts.
Yeah, it was just a great night of racing. Super happy for Gary to get back in a car. He hasn't been in a race car driving full time in a couple years now. He's been in the pace car and he parks it in victory lane. Just feel so much gratitude towards Matt and Daryl for putting him in that position. It's just so great to see it. I love when racers still can go back to their roots.
All right, we'll send it down to Jeremy for his final thoughts.
Thank you so much, Kate and Kyle. And yeah, just another great night and a beautiful night of racing that it was. Entertainment on and off the track. Obviously, lots of work down here in the pits. And there's still more action here tomorrow as the APC Series and the United Series is here as well. Lots of racing here tomorrow. You can check out DelawareSpeedway.com to get tickets here for tomorrow. That's it for me. I'll send it back up to the Friels upstairs for their final thoughts.
Thank you, Jeremy. Again, take us through what you thought of this night of racing here on what turned out to be a gorgeous Friday night at the half mile.
Yeah, it was such a great night of racing. It makes you always look forward to the rest of the season. If we're going to see such competitive racing throughout the rest of the season, I'm in. It's going to be a great points battle.
All right. Thank you for tuning in wherever you did, whether it was live on Rogers TV or the YouTube channel. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Thank you for tuning in. For myself, Kyle Friel, Kate Friel, Jeremy McGrady, and the rest of the crew, have a good night.
The following program was provided by a valued member of our local community. Rogers TV is proud to support local producers and share local voices, ideas, and opinions. For more information, please visit our website.
We are at Delaware Speedway, the first race of the 2026 season for us at Delaware Speedway. Today's kind of a cool deal. It's a combo race, Dayco United Racing Series, the Touring Series, as well as Delaware Weekly. racing for points in both today. So practice went great. We've done all kinds of work the last week to get a few things fixed. Got that fuel leak issue fixed and a few other things. So really excited for today. Hopefully the weather cooperates because I think it's going to be a great night of racing. We're alongside the APC series on Racing America and everything tonight. So appreciate you clicking on this. Make sure you stick around. It's going to be a really good night of racing here at Delaware Speedway.
Super stock drivers meeting at the tech shed now.
Race season, can you tell? We had some foul plugs and some electrical issues. We only got one lap in first practice, rifled up P6, and then we just changed everything. We went out for second practice, and we're P3 on the board at the end of practice here. So a little tight center, just a little bit. Kind of what ours sounded like in first practice. Little tight in the center. If we can get that without losing any drive off or any entry, I think we're going to be golden here tonight. So we're only not even a tenth off first. So pretty happy with it. The Bingo Country jackpot time, Epic Raceway JDP electric Chevy Camaro is pretty good. So let's dig.
Nothing.
Racetrack. I repeat, we have lost the racetrack. Tornado just touched down, but now the sun's out. So now we're gonna get everything dried up and make a couple changes and go get ourselves an Epic Raceway polo wear. That's the goal here. We were close. Hold a 6. I know. So they canceled qualifying for some reason, even though it's sunny now. Pretty sad because I thought for sure we were going to go out there and get the pole because we made a couple good adjustments and we were right there, like I said. So, yeah. Then we had to do a pill draw and I pulled a 6. So we started 6, which is super cool. So let's go racing. It's nice out there. Hurricane's over.
On the inside of row 3, he drives Bingo Country jackpot number 28. Put those hands together for London's Ryan Dyson. Let's go. Help us out now. 3, 2, 1. Driver, start your engine. The field roars to life on the front straightaway. Jamie, we saw some teams have some challenges in the practice sessions earlier on today. Different mechanical gremlins, but it looks like they have all made it to the starting line. We're going to go green this time, and it's on number 4. Carol Lake and Lane Zarn are going to lead us down into third one here at Delaware Speedway. The 2026 Bingo Superstock Series.
back-to-back podium finish to start the season, which is really, really good. We only have one of those all of last year, so really happy with the car. I felt like we had more, just slipping in gear oil the entire race. Car, a couple in front of us was leaking gear oil incredibly bad, and the track just left him out there. So it is what it is, and just had no drive off. We were fighting that, but the car was really good. It responded to everything we did today. Really, really happy with it, and proud of the team, proud of the effort, proud of everything that Velocity Race Cars helped us with, and we're going to be a force to reckon with this year. That's our first points race for Delaware. We're not running for the Tour points, but it was first race for that too. So I guess we're third in points on the Tour now, which makes me want to go run Peterborough, but I don't think we are. But anyways, it was a really good race for us. I can't thank all of our amazing partners enough. This car looks great, still looks great, and we're racing not next week, the week after, May 22nd. We're in the late model, and then the week after that, we are back in the Super Stock. So appreciate everybody. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Thank you so much. See if we can get to 2,000 or more this season, and who knows, maybe we'll be the next Cletus McFarland.
When a team led by Western's brain, I'm sorry, I just need to blow my nose.
Rough night.
Great night, rough morning. My head is killing me.
Oh, funny you mentioned your head, because this is another.
Oh no.
Medical marvels you won't believe came from London, Ontario.
Brain edition.
Stick around for an ending that will.
Don't. Please don't.
Blow your mind.
Really?
And while my co-host is recovering, why don't you remember to visit lovelondoncanada.com for everything you need to know about starting, building, or growing a business right here.
Now, we all know aspirin as a pain reliever, but in 1978, Western University's Dr. Henry Barnett found out it had another important use.
Dr. Barnett conducted a global level study and was the first researcher to show aspirin helps prevent stroke. But if someone's having a stroke, getting treatment fast makes all the difference. So thanks to Western University's Dr. Teng Yim Lee, perfusion CT technology helps doctors around the world immediately track blood flow to the brain after stroke.
It saves time, lives, and according to Western University, nearly every stroke patient in the world benefits from this technology.
Now, you may know that doctors thought that strokes could leave people completely unaware of the world around them.
That is, until recently, when a team led by Western's Brain and Mind Institute's Dr. Adrian Owen discovered something remarkable.
Using functional magnetic resonance imaging, or fMRI, the researchers found that some patients actually experience thoughts and emotion while in a coma.
This groundbreaking research will help lead to new technology and therapies to reunite comatose patients with family and friends.
But another researcher thinks there may be even more to this fMRI technology.
In 2013, Dr. Lorena Nacy used fMRI to actually read comatose patients' minds.
Dr. Nacy asked basic yes or no questions like, are you in a hospital? And do you think the Leafs will win the Stanley Cup this year?
Really? That was a question?
Not really, but it totally should have been.
This technology may someday allow us to communicate with patients who can't express themselves through writing or speech.
But for Dr. Jorn Diedrichsen, the whole mind-body connection isn't just academic.
Dr. Diedrichsen's lab is unlocking the secrets of the human cerebellum's ability to produce coordinated movements like drinking a glass of water.
The goal of the research is to understand everything from how our brains make our bodies move to the very nature of cognition itself.
Did we miss any other brainy facts from London? Let us know in the comments.
You can also feed your mind a solid dose of amazing regional art and history for free right here at Museum London.
Plus, it's actually scientifically proven fact that lovelondoncanada.com has all the right stuff for a smart move to one of the brainiest places in the world.
So light up that gray matter, like and subscribe to keep those London neurons firing.
Welcome back to Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. It's Mark Lavelle and Keith Hamilton. More pure wrestling action with a team we've seen a lot of here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
That's right, getting right into the action here tonight, folks. You know, normally Drifters in a bad mood, they look a little extra mean tonight.
Absolutely, and Drifters with the obvious size advantage on basically anyone they take on.
Don't even
here.
know their opponents to know that to be true. Folks, Mr. T is not in the house, but the A-team is here, eh?
I appreciate you removing your hat there during the national anthem.
Always important for a sense of nationality.
Kurt Hendricks and Fabio Stallone make up the A-team here. One of the first times we've seen them here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, but no strangers to the ring.
Showing zero intimidation towards our seasoned team of the Drifters here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Mentioned Drifters looking a little extra mean tonight, coming off recently losing the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Tag Team Championships. Looking to get a win back in their back in the win column, I should say, to go right after books and looks and hopefully get those championships back.
Absolutely, always got their eyes on the gold here. Looks like Fabio Stallone wearing the traditional Canadian plaid garb here.
Is there anything more traditional Canadian than plaid, truly? Maybe a hockey puck.
Well, the match just started. You never know what we're going to see involved here. May have some tricks up their sleeve, but locking up with Isaiah Cross in the middle. And Cross just easily marching him right across into the corner. And the disrespectful pat on the head there.
Showing zero intimidation towards the big man. And the flannel is coming off, folks. Business has picked up.
Look out. Pumping up his partner, you know, you got to have, it starts with your partner, right?
That's
the confidence
true.
building in the corner of the A-team.
That's true. As a tag team, you are at best half of a complete unit.
Those deep arm drags pulling the big man over to the mat.
Exactly. Taking Isaiah Cross down with relative ease, not something you see often here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
And I think he's running into that problem right now. Maybe caught him with the arm drag, but pure force. It takes a lot to get Isaiah Cross down. Missing that clothesline. Another shoulder block. Hung him up on the ropes.
A big redwood of a man, hard to chop the tree down right now.
Although he is wearing the plaid. He wore the right thing to the ring here for a lumberjack's mission in this match for sure.
Very true. Some patriotic headbutts in stereo by the A-team.
And now Kurt Hendricks working on the leg of Isaiah Cross. That's where it starts. Cut down the tree from the bottom, right?
That's true. Hendricks coming into this ring with a plan, and so far executing it flawlessly.
And you can see Wade Allen in the corner there. Almost a smirk on his face. He knows that even when it looks like Isaiah Cross may be in trouble, they've been working together long enough that he knows he'll get that tag eventually.
That's true. The Drifters only can be described as masters of tag team action. Always in perpetual motion. Haven't quite seen it yet, but just wait. Once the shenanigans, once the game plan goes into place, the Drifters are just in a league of their own.
2 count there on Isaiah Cross, and can't use the top rope here, of course, in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Exactly. Our referee having to remind Hendricks of the rules here, taking the rules very seriously here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Look out, club to the back of the head for his troubles. And now there's that tag we were talking about as Wade Allen making his way in. Allen firing shots in the corner. Corner is a dangerous place to be when you've got Wade Allen in the ring. We've seen him like a massive bowling ball roll right through the ring and take you out in the corner in the past.
Allen just willing to throw himself at his opponents. Just cut momentum off. And always finds a little bit of time for cheap talk in the middle.
No shortage of that. You're right on that one. And even having some words for the referee, Seamus White now.
And here we go, the Drifters showing off their master class of tag team wrestling. Allen.
Oh, look at that, taking advantage.
Allen's
Fabio Stallone is stuck in the corner there. Referee making sure everything's staying as legal as possible here.
Absolutely. Allen just manipulating the referee exactly where he wants them so they can use their underhanded maneuvers.
And Allen now using one of his strongest weapons, that hard head, maybe the hardest in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, and using all of that weight to his advantage, stepping in the small of the back of Kurt Hendricks, and again.
Hendricks just in an awful way right now, needs to get to his corner.
Good way to crush some vertebrae there.
And you can just feel the confidence of the Drifters rising.
High tag there as Isaiah Cross is back in, and oh, quiets the crowd. You can hear that skin slapped.
A very Paul White-esque chop to the chest of Kurt Hendricks.
And Cross now sticking that big boot into the corner. Nowhere to go for Hendricks.
But can he get to his corner? Can he make the tag? The hot tag he desperately needs.
Firing some shots. I'm not sure he knows exactly where he is right now, but you got to do what you got to do. Caught a headbutt.
The heart is there, the soul is willing, but it's a tall mountain to climb in Isaiah Cross.
We've seen the Drifters just dominate so many teams over the past few years here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Absolutely. Making the tag team division their personal playground. Looking to get back to the top of it are the Drifters. And a win here tonight would do exactly that.
The boots up that time, and Hendricks got to remember he can't go up to that top rope, but he's trying to get anywhere that's away from Isaiah Cross. Unfortunately, he just set himself up.
Exactly not where you want to be if you are Kurt Hendricks, and down you go.
That
Massive.
small of the back that was stomped on by Wade Allen earlier, and now dropped across the shoulders of Isaiah Cross, and one for good measure.
Exactly, a shoulder breaker for Hendricks' trouble, and just smushed by Allen.
1, 2. Bit of a cocky pin there from Allen, we saw.
Very lackadaisical. Maybe not taking this as seriously as he should as Wade Allen.
You got a very fresh man on the outside, Fabio Stallone, but is he able to get into the ring? That's the question.
That's exactly it. Stallone can be as fresh as he wants, but if Hendricks cannot get that tag, it means nothing. And Drifters are masterclass at able to cut the ring in half.
Absolutely. Scoop slam there and kick to the chest.
Like a ninja!
Like a ninja. I'm not going to argue with him.
That's true.
And Allen now dragging Hendricks back up to his feet just to send him. No, look out. Reversal.
Planting Allen on the mat. This might be the opening that Hendricks needs. Can he get to his corner?
Unfortunately for Hendricks, Allen landed right in his corner too. That long reach of Isaiah Cross able to grab a tag. And the two freshest men now in. Back elbow from Stallone. And another one.
Stallone like a house on fire. The A-team back in this fight.
Those back chops now, and headed across the ring for some momentum. Big splash in the corner. Cross wants no more of it as this absolute flurry of offense from Stallone as he entered the ring. One to the midsection, too.
Yeah, from splash to just hammering, using his body as a battering ram in that corner. Stallone in total control of Isaiah Cross right now. Fabio Stallone asking for a little bit of help from his partner, lifting him up.
Not sure he got all of that. He may have done more damage to his partner but he did get the back across of Isaiah Cross there.
Might not got all of it, but got enough to almost pin Cross for a 3 count there. And just like that, the Drifters seem in trouble.
Allen backing up, huge. Drop kick there, and the tag there. I'm not sure that one was...
I'm not sure that was intentional.
Wade Allen tagging himself in. It looked like Isaiah Cross was not expecting that, and that's a rare moment of miscommunication for the Drifters. Sitting on him for the pin. That's it. 1, 2, 3.
The damage has been done. Wade Allen getting the win for the Drifters, but
we've got some words here between the Drifters.
A little bit of dissension. It looks like they might not be on the same page. Wade
Definitely
Allen,
one of the strongest bonds here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. It's rare to see them at each other for a moment, but in the end, the Drifters with the win.
Exactly. To Wade Allen, a win is a win, and I'm not sure Isaiah Cross feels the same at this current moment.
Wade Allen not waiting for his partner as the Drifters make their way out with another victory. Bit of a different one, but...
That's how it's going. Let's go.
Look out.
Interesting.
Words all the way to the back.
Your next contest is scheduled for one ball. It's for the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Championship.
Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Championship on the line here. Someone we've seen several times in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Always a contender, always at the top. Violet Lee making her way into the ring here with some fan support behind her.
Absolutely. Violet Lee becoming a mainstay in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Now, can she bring the gold home tonight?
Speaking of mainstays in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, as we await our champion.
Doesn't get much more mainstay.
And there she is, and there's the gold.
With a new attitude, here comes Miley to the ring. A different side of Miley we've seen lately.
That's what you sound like for a champ?
Now, Miley, one of the absolute fan favorites for a lot of her career, but an attitude change. She gets that championship back in her possession. Not quite the same reaction we're seeing now for her.
Very true. This attitude change of Miley's has turned what could have been a very competitive match into a grudge match of sorts, turning her back on Violet Lee recently and putting Miley in Lee's sights.
Introducing first, in the corner to my right, from Ontario, Violet Lee!
Violet Lee with a hometown advantage here.
She's the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Champion, from Ontario, Miley!
Kind of a mixed reaction for Miley.
Exactly.
Some longtime fans still trying to hang on to their fandom, but she's making it tougher for them every day.
It's true. Miley, such a fan favorite for so long.
That's the noise you make for your Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Champion.
A I'm not sure that little speech is going to help her get any different reaction here. I heard more boos than the first time.
Miley showing she does not care about the crowd. The crowd that had been her partner for so long.
That's a great point. We've seen Miley willed on by the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling crowds over the years, and turning her back on them, she is losing almost
like a competitive edge loss.
That's right, yeah.
Obviously not meaning much to Miley at this time.
Well, we are at the Larch London Gathering Place here in London, and Violet Lee, the hometown competitor. So, as we talked about the crowd so important for Miley, let's see if it'll help out Violet Lee here. Her quest to become the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Champion. And we're not even 5 seconds into this matchup, and we're already on the outside here. Using that, what is that, a bongo drum? You know, they do a lot of different activities here at Larch London. People with intellectual disabilities have a great time here. Drama, arts, crafts, and drums. I don't think they knew their drums were going to be used to smash someone's face in, but hey, you never know in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Exactly. Rules get thrown to the side sometimes. You know, when a rivalry goes this deep, as Violet Lee and Miley have created, you know, sometimes you need that extra edge.
Absolutely.
And a drum can provide.
Violet Lee showing off that flexibility there, able to get the boot to the face from an awkward position.
Absolutely. A very nice follow through from that snapmare with the sole of her boot.
Into the corner.
And you just see the ferocity at which Violet Lee's coming at Miley.
A bulldog right center of the ring. Perfect position for a pinfall. 1-2. Miley not letting go of her championship that easy.
Exactly, but the champion has not found her way into this match quite yet. Almost stunned by this offense that Violet Lee has come up with out of the gate.
Dropping her down second rope, and using that rope to her advantage.
May have snapping up too soon.
Oh, look out. We've seen that before. Up close and personal with the rear view.
Miley getting all the momentum in the world to just lunge herself.
1, 2.
For only 2.
Trying to make quick work of, and now arguing with the referee. Not sure that's ever worked in the history of professional wrestling.
But yet people try.
Slammed into the corner. Big chop on Violet Lee.
How do you like it, Violet?
Returning the favor, you can hear that. Going for one more, but Violet Lee ducking out of this and firing shots back at Miley in the corner.
Miley going to the well one too many times.
And now we're going to trade positions here in the corner.
Miley just forcing Violet Lee back into that corner, using herself as a battering ram to just knock the air right out of her opponent, the challenger.
Ripping into the ropes and taking out Miley, trying to take control of this matchup.
Miley just throwing herself at her opponent.
Not allowing Violet Lee to get to her feet there. Sometimes it's not all about the technical move. Sometimes you see an exposed back, you just jump on it.
Absolutely. It ain't pretty, but it's effective. And effectiveness wins matches, much like that suplex.
Really working on that back now. Violet Lee, still enough to get that left shoulder up, though.
That's it! That's all I get! I show up! I show out!
Violet Lee, excuse me, Miley really, look out, up over the top. Quick pinfall.
You're saying Miley quite the bone to pick with the fans tonight.
Absolutely, just coming in, just fiery, and oh, look out.
A ripcord kick from Miley.
That back kick, and that could be, no. Violet Lee able to kick out. That's Miley just fiery with this crowd. demanding the respect as the champion.
Not a lot of respectful looks coming back Miley's way, though.
Doesn't seem that way. Odd, isn't it? You shout in someone's face and they don't give you what you want?
Very interesting how that works. But
oh, off the side rope now and right back for another one. Hanging Violet Lee up, and Miley now using those knees to drive Violet Lee to the mat.
Miley showing it at the end of the day, it does not matter what the people think as long as she walks away with the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Championship, which is on the line. But only
one count.
One count for her troubles.
Throwing her back down, just showing her that she's still in control.
Miley firmly in control of this match. But you cannot count the challenger, Violet Lee, out quite yet.
Trying to will herself back up, and the crowd getting behind her now. Violet Lee trying to make herself up to her feet now. Shots to the rib, but thrown right back down by Miley. Miley, just a vicious tear in this. We've seen the just knees thrown and head thrown back and the diving on the back. Just
every
whatever she
part
needs
of
to do.
herself as a weapon, exactly. But very effective up until this point in this match. Now Lee
Violet
getting some
first
momentum.
huge spear.
Cutting the champion in half.
Center of the ring. Women's championship on the line here.
Very pivotal point in this matchup. Who's going to get the upper hand and walk away with the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Championship?
That one absolutely stunned Miley, but Violet Lee has been through a lot of punishment. Wasn't able to capitalize on a pinfall, but still looking to be the first one to her feet here.
This might be all the opening Violet Lee needs, but Miley right back up as well, showing the heart of a champion.
Shot for shot from the kneeling position, center of the ring.
Don't quote me on this, but I believe Miley has been Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Champion longer than not.
Absolutely.
Miley showing what it takes to be a champion, getting right back up.
A majority of her career here spent as champion, as we mentioned before. A lot happier champion at times, but champion nonetheless still.
Lee just goading Miley to get back to her feet, goading her to that corner.
Charging in and caught that boot to the face. Violet now on that second rope, waiting for Miley to turn.
Getting the hometown crowd beside her. Lee's got Miley.
Hurricane Rana to the center of the ring.
Our champion stunned. Can Lee capitalize?
Shot down low. She's looking to win that Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Championship. That might be it. Right into the pinfall. 1, 2. No.
Slamming Miley down and tying her up like a pretzel. Getting just a 2 count. Was that Violet Lee's best shot? Does she have anything more in the tank?
Scooping her up in the... Look out. Miley able to slip out of that. Ducks over and a spear of her own. 1, 2.
Only 2.
Quite catch all of it, and Violet Lee able to kick out.
Still in this fight is the challenger. Both women leaving it all in the ring.
Miley now huge German into the pin. 1, 2.
Violet Lee
able to slip out though,
kicking out.
Hooking the leg for another 2 count. And about a 1.5 that time, as Violet Lee will not stay down.
Is this desperation we're seeing from the champion?
Oh, look out. He's grabbing that championship now. And Violet, oh, the poke in the eye behind the referee's back.
Not tactics we've seen from Miley before.
Arching the back, and that's 3.
But proving effective. Miley able to beat her challenger and retain the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Championship.
Wasn't fair, but was it smart? You got to give it to her on that one, grabbing the belt as a decoy.
Exactly. History books only see a win, and Miley walks away with the win tonight.
Brian White, injured, as you can see, making his way to the ring. The honorable one.
Our special guest ring announcer for this matchup.
A staple here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
And the reason this is happening, all it took was a phone call. And Brian White found his replacement for this matchup. White would have loved to have entertained the crowd here in London tonight, but living to fight another day. We hope you get well soon, Brian White.
Absolutely. We know he'll be back in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling action. It ain't ballet, kids, as you can see.
That's why we don't try this at home.
We're going to hear from the honorable one now.
We were going to hear from the honorable one.
You got to believe that's not a coincidence here. The timing of the music hitting. And there is the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling champion, Vikram Prasher. Belts in multiple organizations. The Tyson Dukes Cup. All the gold.
The Punjabi Prodigy bringing all the gold to the ring. London's hometown anti-hero, as the shirt says. Doesn't care what you think.
Come on now. Obviously, I didn't get a full look at that, but it obviously said something negative about the Punjabi Prodigy, Vikram Prasher, that they were not keen on. I had to rip that fan sign up.
Exactly. Somebody worked very hard on that. Very disrespectful.
Par for the course with Vikram Prasher, as obviously he thinks what he has to say and do here is much more important than Brian White, who you can see in the corner there, letting him get it out of his system.
Have to imagine, though, the honorable one seething, knowing that it should have been him taking on Prasher tonight.
Absolutely. His day will come. But for right now, he's going to have to endure this ridicule here as they're pointing at the injured leg and the crutches of Brian White. And to the surprise of no one, we're going to hear from Vikram Prasher.
The following program was provided by a valued member of our local community. Rogers TV is proud to support local producers and share local voices, ideas, and opinions. For more information, please visit our website.
Welcome back to another episode of Instigating with Clarkie and Drury. I'm Ryan Drury. Clarkie will join us later, and he'll be joined by the voice of the AHL Calder Cup champion, Toronto Marlies, Todd Crocker, to discuss that incredible run, the second Calder Cup championship in Marlies history. But before we do that, Huge news, hugely busy week in the National Hockey League across a number of different fronts. And this is one of our favorite guys to have on when we want to get in depth with what's going on in the NHL. You know him from the NHL Network and a bunch of other stuff, including broadcasting college hockey. Johnny Lazarus. Laz, how you doing, brother?
What's up, Ryan? It is busy, which is crazy that we're not even like at the draft yet and you got all this crap happening.
And we're going to talk about that because you're going to be a busy man at the draft, which we'll touch on. But speaking of the draft, obviously Ottawa's got some draft capital to play with now that they didn't have before. This is the big one, obviously. Brady Tkachuk joining his brother in Florida. Ottawa getting the 9th overall and 25th overall picks this year, a conditional 2029 first-round pick, and a 2027 second from the Panthers. I'll ask you flat out, straight up, do you think the Senators got fair value for their captain?
I would have liked a rostered player, anyone in that matter, because again, like the Ottawa Senators right now, all they're interested is, not being worse than they were yesterday, right? Or worse than they are today or something like that. They don't want to go backwards. They want to go forwards. So now they have a huge spot in their lineup to fill, which I think they will take those picks and do that. But, whenever you look at a trade, I guess you do have to be patient and see what the team who quote unquote loses that trade's next move is. So I guess until we see what Ottawa does with those picks, then maybe they didn't lose the trade yet. But anytime you lose your captain, you lose like a huge piece of the franchise. It's hard to say that team wins a trade, right? Like it's just hard.
Now, obviously, Ottawa as well, they own the 32nd overall pick, but they can't trade that. That's the pick that they were given back for that whole Yevgeny Dadonov scenario. So they're not actually allowed to trade that pick. So maybe they use all 3 picks. I highly doubt they do that. I think that they're going to take this draft capital and flip it. Lots of rumors around Jason Robertson. I don't know if he'd necessarily want to come to Ottawa. We'll see how that situation shakes out in Dallas. I'm curious about and I saw clips of you talking about this on Instagram and Twitter, and Johnny's a great follow, by the way. If you're an NHL fan, you got to follow this dude. I saw you talking a little bit about the situation, kind of where people were comparing it to the John Tavares situation. Not exactly super similar here, but you guys were talking a lot about the no move clause. Is this becoming a huge problem in your opinion in the NHL, the advent of no movement clauses?
I mean, I think if players are using it correctly for their own sake, then yeah. Like if, the example I've been using all day today now is if I'm Kirill Kaprizov and I'm with Minnesota and 4 years from now, 4 years into a $17 million deal per year for 8 years, and I decide, hey, you know what? We lost Quinn Hughes. We haven't gotten it done. I want to go play for Tampa or Vegas. And I go to Billy Guerin and say that. What is Billy Guerin supposed to do? His hands are pretty much tied, right? If you have a guy who can control where he can go because of this trade protection, which again, it's supposed to be protection. The leverage to me, and I know leverage has been a huge word in this conversation. The leverage is that they can say no to any trade that the GM wants. Like if you are offered to be sent to Winnipeg and you don't want to go to Winnipeg, you have the power to say that. It shouldn't be used to dictate where you go next. I mean, that's what free agency is for. So players can choose where they go. And that's kind of my concern. It's like, will free
Mic unplugged.
Johnny's mic cut out for just a sec there.
Yep,
we think he's
sorry.
back. He's back.
It's not. Let me just plug it in again one more time.
It's the Mac. It's the Mac mic. We've all had this problem before. Technical difficulties. It hits all of us. But yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a tough situation, and I wonder too, just on the basis of know what you were touching on there. He's back. The mic's back. We're in rock and roll mode here.
Sorry about that.
Dude, all good. It happens to the best of us. If only Clarkie were here, he could tell you about his technical difficulty issues on this show. I wonder though, like hockey fans have been well scarred by labor stoppages more so than any other of the pro sports leagues. Do you foresee this potentially becoming a big time issue when the CBA needs to get renegotiated here, where owners are going to fight to abolish these and the players are going to say, no, we're not doing that?
Well, I do think players should have trade protection. But again, I think it should be used as protection, not as I don't want to be here anymore, so you have to send me there. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's not how it should work. So I do think, let's say a player wants out and they have a full no move clause. Maybe there's a list of 10 or 12 teams that they can go to, not 3 or 4, you know? Like having just a little bit more open-mindedness, I think to, and again, like sometimes you hear from the players, like, why should they help out the GM if the GM doesn't do their job? Like, you know what I mean? Like it goes both ways. Any former player you talk to, and including me, like I think players should have power. I think players shouldn't just be told to pack their bags and leave. Like if you earn that trade protection, you should be able to use it. I just don't like that players are now able to use it to basically be a free agent and make it a transfer portal. Like that's my whole argument, right? It's not protection, it's a weapon. Like that's the opposite of what it was instilled to do. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense completely, and it's a little incongruent the way it's being utilized, especially with the advent of the agents' involvement too. Here, I think that this could be a real sticky subject when the CBA gets renegotiated potentially, and I don't know if it's a thing where they limit the amount of teams that you can have on a no trade list, or if they limit the amount of no moves that teams can give out in general. I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see where it shakes out. Speaking of interesting, boy, oh boy, a couple weeks ago, the news breaks that Edmonton is sniffing around Mike Babcock, and it's made official today. We're recording this on Tuesday, June 23rd, just a couple hours ago. Mike Babcock met the Edmonton media, and it was interesting to say the least. There were a lot of questions levied at this guy for very good reason. Laz, when you first heard the news up until where we are now, what have you thought of this entire process? Is Mike Babcock the right guy for the Oilers? Should they have hired this guy?
So I think I've grown, and I know that people hate him. He is not well liked. He has a horrible reputation. He has very bad qualities. Like, I understand all of that. After listening to the press conference today, I know he didn't take accountability and all these things. He didn't really say the right things, to be honest. But I understand where the Edmonton Oilers are at. And I do somewhat appreciate that they're willing to go this off the board if they feel it's their best chance at winning, right? Like, I think we compliment Vegas, we compliment Florida and all these organizations that do whatever it takes to win. If this is what the Oilers feel is doing whatever it takes to win, and they win, credit to them. If they don't do well and it blows up in their face, we are going to all laugh at them for doing this. I think that's just how it works, right? It's a huge risk that they're doing, going for a guy who hasn't coached an NHL game in however many years. But the one thing you can't question about this guy is his hockey knowledge and his approach to the game, his approach to people and relationships. I think we can all question and we can all criticize and we can all say, what the hell is wrong with him? But if Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and Zach Hyman feel that he's the guy that can get everyone to buy in, good luck. That's all I could really say. Like, good luck. But again, like, I think my thing too, we've now, since the Olympics, since this postseason, we've kind of looked at Connor McDavid and we've asked, like, is he a part of the reason why they're losing? And I think Mike Babcock kind of said that a little bit, right? Like, he spoke to those three guys and said, we have guys, I forgot the exact quote. I think it was like something about Steve Yzerman in Detroit. Like, you've had guys that have put up so many points, but when they stop putting up the points and commit to doing other things, that's when they get the cups, so there's got to be something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The big question around that, is the juice worth the squeeze here with this guy? And we're gonna find out. And
that's a good.
I really think if this goes sideways, like, I don't know if Stan Bowman's going to have, a good time trying to find another job after this, because I think people are pretty fed up with what he's been up to. So it'll be interesting. Okay, we referenced the draft earlier. You're going to be flying to Buffalo on Wednesday. You're going to be doing a bunch of great content, as you always do, for the NHL and NHL Network. How exciting is this to be able to go to Buffalo and take in one of the premier events for the NHL?
Yeah, it's awesome. Luckily for me, I'm actually hosting a show with Kate Pedersen and Matt Schaefer Friday night, which would be really cool. So the guys will get picked. They'll come backstage. We'll talk to them. I think we're like the last pod in the media car wash. So they'll know that their obligations are done when they talk to us. And it's always so cool. Like, for me, whenever I have a chance to talk to like an 18-year-old kid who just achieved his dream of being drafted in the NHL, like, there's no bad question I could ask, right? Like, they're all just so happy. Makes my job so much easier, which is amazing. So it's really cool for me to be able to help share the stories of these, young kids who are living out their lifetime dream. And, I don't take a day of that for granted.
Absolutely. Well, you're doing a great job. Like I said, brother,
Thanks,
everybody
Ryan.
should follow Laz on social media and pay attention to what you're up to at the draft, and sitting there with Matt Schaefer, a good OHL product, good OHL boy. And, my Guelph Storm, they're hosting the Memorial Cup this year. We're going to have to get you up here. We're going to have to get you north of the border to take some Memorial Cup hockey in.
I haven't been to a Mem Cup. I want the USHL to get a team in the Mem Cup, and then we're cooking. That's what I would love. I want that to be a day in hockey someday.
I think that's a possibility. It could happen, but the invite's open. We'll figure out a way. We got to get you up here taking a game at the Sleeman Center. Before we let you go, you're a busy guy. We appreciate this, lads. Man, oh man, New York, you're a diehard New Yorker. Yeah. And I know that this made you and everybody in the city real happy. I got to ask you, look at this, 2 million fans attending the Knicks parade. You're in there somewhere. Where does this win rank in New York sports lore? You're not in there. I thought you went to the parade, brother.
I couldn't get closer than 3 blocks away. It was impossible. I got there at 8 a.m. and started at 10 a.m. and I couldn't get within 3 blocks. It was insane.
Unbelievable. Well, you got to tell me, man, what's the vibe like? Like, where does this rank in New York sports lore? First title since 73.
I mean, I really only root for the Knicks and the Rangers. So for me, this is number one, obviously. Like, I'm not like, I'll bandwagon the Giants or Jets if they're ever good, and the Yankees and Mets when they're good. But for me, this is number one. And I think the one thing about the Knicks in New York, and you can talk about the Brooklyn Nets or whatever, but like, the Knicks are New York's team, right? Like every other sport, we have 2 teams. We have Islanders, Rangers, we have Jets, Giants, we have we have Mets, Yankees. Like, the Knicks are one. Like, I don't think Brooklyn has enough like history over the years where people were born Brooklyn Nets fans, and maybe that's just me being ignorant, but that's just like kind of what I grew up in. So, me, my 30-year-old high school buddies, we all woke up on Thursday morning, met downtown at 8 a.m., and we were just like as happy as could be. And that continued on throughout the day. I think I was blackout drunk by like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, it was just, it's great when a big city gets together for a celebration. Like, that's rare in today's world, right? Like, usually it's rallying around something tragic that's happened, and, just hugging strangers, hugging cops. I made the joke that like homeless people were giving me money. Like, that's just the kind of day it was in New York City. It was awesome.
Magical stuff, brother. Well, enjoy it throughout the summer. Enjoy the draft. We'll be watching. You know that. Please follow Johnny at JLazzy23. He makes great stuff. If you're an NHL fan, you're missing out if you're not following our buddy Laz. Thanks so much for doing this, brother. Enjoy the draft.
Thanks, Ryan. Always love popping on with you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, buddy. All right, we'll be back, and we'll be chatting with Todd Crocker, the voice of the Calder Cup champion Toronto Marlies, with Clarkie next here on Instigate. Back to Instigating with Clarkie and Drury. Thanks to our buddy Johnny Lazarus for joining me in the first segment from NHL Network. He will be covering the NHL draft, and we'll dig into that a little more later. Clarkie, look, I know
Toronto has a hockey championship we're going to talk about now.
Look, I didn't want to offend you, but you brought it up, okay? There's a team in Toronto that's not cursed. They are able to win championships. They are able to get it done. And for the second time, the Toronto Marlies are Calder Cup champions, and we're very pleased to be joined by the voice of the Toronto Marlies, our good buddy, Todd Crocker. Croc, how you doing, brother? It's exciting times down there at Coca-Cola Coliseum.
It never gets old when you win a championship. I've been lucky enough to been a part of calling 5 Calder Cups, and Coupland, Hamilton, and then an intermediary one with Texas and St. John's, and then these past 2 with the Marlies. And it's just been it's been a real pleasure. Everyone has its own story. Everyone seems to have its own feel to it. And when the champion finally reveals itself, it is never a moment there where you absolutely expect it to happen. You're always kind of expecting more. And in this series, I really was expecting more. I think that Chicago team was as evenly matched with the Marlies as any team that I've seen in a Calder Cup final.
Let's go back a little bit, though, because this team in the regular season didn't, to me, look like a championship team. Where did it all change? Like, when did things start clicking and you thought, this team is better than everyone thinks, or playing better?
Well, I always kind of thought it was better than what they were. So there were lots of times in the season where they didn't, perform as I thought they would. And it was a little confounding, actually, because they had talent. They had good veteran presence. They had great leadership. And so lots of times in the season, it was more of a head-scratching moment where it was like, I think they're kind of wasting a moment here in time with so many good players and so many good opportunities. And then suddenly it kind of gets put together there at the end of the season. It's not that they had a run at the end of the season or anything. It's just that you could kind of start to feel that there was a next level of seriousness that was being put to it. Suddenly the kidding around and the kind of like, hey, we're just fooling about doing things on a regular basis kind of got put away. And there was a real seriousness from some of the guys out there that they felt that either this was a great statement to make in their own careers, or this was a chance that for some of these leaders at the end of their careers to do something spectacular that they had not previously done as a professional. And so you couple that with a bunch of guys who, almost don't know better, who are fresh out of junior or fresh to the league a couple of years. And they're just like, this is going to matter. And it does matter. So, once they all kind of jumped in, they got great goaltending, great defense. I think a lot of people are kind of jumping on board here with great goaltending. It was absolutely no question. But also the difference between that early team that had many nights in November, December, had 6 defensemen and a goaltender that didn't add up to 100 professional games. And when you have that in the American League, you aren't going to win on many nights. And so they went through a good couple of months there where they didn't have those guys. And when they finally got all those guys back together, the Matt Benning, Dakota Murmis, Henry Thrun, Marshall Rafai, you're talking about guys that have been in the league and aren't making mistakes at this point in the year. And I think that really changed and gave the Marlies great goaltending and great defense.
So let's dive into the goaltending if we can. Because from outside, who I obviously, well, not obviously, but I wasn't an active participant watching Marley games this year. But Hildeby's up with the Leafs, and then Hildeby's down, and Hildeby's with the Marlies come playoff time. But all of a sudden, there's this Akhtiamov who jumps in and was the star of the finals for sure, the MVP. Did you see this coming before the playoffs started?
Well, I didn't see him running away with the job postseason, but I certainly saw him be a great goaltender throughout the season. And there were lots of games throughout the season that he was able to give them a chance to win. And on a nightly basis, he was that guy. The other thing is, and I call him the Dolly, the goalie llama, and it was just like, he's just such a terrific guy, smile on his face all the time, comes to play and he's an intense competitor, but he's also this guy who's just an incredible person to be around it. And on a daily basis, just, one of those guys that you look forward to seeing. So what happens here isn't necessarily a choice one way or another, that it would be Hildeby or Akhtiamov. It was just, as far as John Gruden was concerned, I think he was just going to try Akhtiamov until it didn't work, and then he was going to go to Hildeby. And in the first round, he did just that, and Hildeby ended up winning that round in the third game against Rochester, and then went back to Akhtiamov because he thought, okay, that's great. We'll give him a chance here to redeem himself, and he never came out again. And so I think I don't think this was he's better than Hildeby situation. I think it was a situation where he got the ball and he never gave it up. And that's not great. If you're Dennis Hildeby, I'm sure you would have liked to have played. And in fact, I'm 100% sure that's the case. But I also know that, he's also thinking to himself, you can't go away from this guy. He's winning games.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that Leaf fans are hoping maybe that there's potential for, future stardom there with the way he played. Obviously, MVP of the playoffs. And Crocky kind of talked about the inconsistency through the regular season, little blips of up and down play. And then when the playoffs came around, this team, like they flipped a switch, that old proverbial saying, but it's really true the way that they ratcheted up the way that they played. And obviously the roster becoming more solid with young guys that were stuck in there as part of the team from the get-go of the playoffs. And we'll touch on some of those young guys for sure. But what was it about the way that this team came together and played that allowed them to have a pretty dominant run here? Like you said that you thought Chicago would give them a bit of a stiffer test. The Marlies just didn't allow that to happen. They went up 3-0. Chicago gets one back. They closed it out in 5. Wilkes-Barre gave them a little bit of a push, but I mean, it certainly never looked like the Marlies were in danger of losing that series by any means. What allowed them to put it all together and have a run like this after that regular season where, Clarkie and I and other people were going, I don't know.
7 of 9 one-goal games went in their favor. So including the final, all 5 of them, except the first one, there was an empty net goal there. So really all 5 of them one-goal games. So I think what happens is they've got a veteran core here, Vinny Lettieri, Logan Shaw is the captain. These are guys that Matt Benning, Dakota Mermis, Michael Pizzetta, these are all guys that wanted to win and have very low panic level. And I think that's essential in a playoff. I think if you can get guys out there on a nightly basis that understand that when you go down 2 bagel, you're like, okay, we can make that up. You don't start trying to throw on the superhero cape and decide that you're going to do it on your own. And then you've got guys, and I think this is a little bit what happened as well. You get guys that are infusion of energy and they bring a lot of lightness to it, but they also bring intensity. A guy like Landon Sim, who was the captain of the London Knights there when they won the Memorial Cup and OHL championship. And Easton Cowan, and I know you guys want to talk about him as well. And, not to be underestimated here or kind of put over here, he was important to this team. 13 seconds left against Cleveland. He's able to score a goal to send them to the conference final. And, it's a team effort goal. He's in the right spot at the right time. Good players usually are. And so I think when you go back and you look at the last, 30, certainly in my career, I look back over the 26 years I've covered the American Hockey League, and I can say that I look back on that and I say most of the winners look similar to this, and they all have a passion to keep playing and keep showing up the next day. They just don't want to go home. They want to keep coming in, keep playing hockey. And it's not just the hockey, it's the guys they're hanging around with. Lots of teams that don't win have that too. But these guys wanted to come back every day. Just keep playing hockey. Just be around their teammates. Just be with this team. And, they get to the end of this and nobody wants to go home here at the moment. They want to celebrate as long as they can. But, eventually they'll all head back to wherever they're going to head back to. They'll all get into their training of next year. They'll take a couple of weeks off. But this team came together with the right amount of talent, with the right amount of no panic, and the right amount of infusion of positive energy.
I think Leaf Nation and Clarkie in particular would want to know a little bit about some of those young guys that, the Leafs have in the pipeline. I mean, people have talked an awful lot, lots of different pundits about how empty this pipeline is. Tell us a little bit more about what guys like Easton Cowan and Ben Danford and Will Villeneuve, what some of these young guys, Landon Sim even getting in there, like what were these guys able to do in terms of helping this team get over this hump and win a second Calder Cup championship for the Marlies?
What I never understood is when people say, oh, well, the pipeline, they're probably looking about 3 or 4 guys, and they're saying, well, that guy can't come in and play right away, or that guy can't come in and play right away. And what they don't look at is the entire operation. Look, not everybody's going to be a Leaf that plays on the Marlies that ends up playing in the National Hockey League. It's just just not going to happen. And so sometimes you have to see value in those players in other organizations, and they have to see the value in what they're going to do. So to me, I see a guy like Easton Cowan. The last guy I saw that plainly, maybe not the last guy, but certainly one of the guys I saw that plainly didn't belong in the American Hockey League was William Nylander. He was here for 2 half seasons, got into the playoffs. He was a talent that was still maybe one of the best talents I've ever seen in this league, if not the best talent. And Easton Cowan just has an ability to move the puck, find things, has vision, and is a tougher player than maybe I had given him credit for. He is a competitor. So that's a guy that I think he's a known quantity for the Leaf fans. I think they've seen a lot of him play. I think they've enjoyed how he's played in the National Hockey League. But I think this run, it's not confidence. It's playing in intense moments where everything matters. And that can only help you going forward. When you go on a deep run in the playoffs, it's different than anything else that's out there. There is nothing like it. And the more people that you can have that are familiar with that, Landon Sim is another one of those guys. Is Landon Sim ready to go tomorrow to the National Hockey League? No, but he's a guy that plays with such intensity that even if he is teaching your young prospects, if you want to call them that, these young guys, that it's not just show up and you're the man and you do all the skillful things that you need to do. You need to be more than that. And that's why the Marlies experience is so incredibly important to a Jacob Quillen, to a Luke Haynes. These guys just found out that this is how much it takes to go this deep into the playoffs, how much you have to give of yourself, how much you have to invest emotionally, how much you have to invest in your environment. Like your friends right now are all out at the lake. They're all having fun. Everybody else around you is out. Even the people you have played hockey with, they are out and they're done and they're doing something else. And it's hard to stay focused in that situation. And until you do it, it's very hard to pass that information along. It's not the kind of thing that you just go, hey, here you go. There's information for you. You should know how hard it is. Until you do it, it's incredibly difficult. And so that's why the value of that gets passed along to a guy like William Villeneuve, who, hadn't played many playoff games for the Toronto Marlies over his time here, but then finally gets into this situation and leads the league in defensemen in scoring. Easton Cowan led rookies in scoring in the playoffs. William Villeneuve broke a record that was held by Connor Carrick from 2016 for not only assists, but points by a defenseman in the playoffs. And these are guys that can contribute. And the more that they know about how much emotional information you have to hand over in order to win, to get that far, it's really hard to pass that along just by saying, boy, you got to dig deep.
Tell me a little bit about Michael Pezzetta. Here's a guy who, whenever it seems like the Leafs need a little rumble on a night, they call him up and we see him fight a few times and then he disappears again. Is that his role? Will it ever change? Does he have the ability to learn and to grow still as a player?
Well, the one thing I have noticed about Michael Pezzetta this year, more than I have, and he led the league in penalty minutes in the postseason, and was, if they played, I think, another 5 games, he might actually set the record, but he certainly has a Marlies record. I would say about him in the beginning when he was with Laval, I thought, this guy's such a wild card. He's just so hard to predict when something's going to set him off. And when something does set him off, I always thought, that's not the moment.